The National Working Meeting of the Association of Experts and Lecturers of the Republic of Indonesia. 21 to 23 February 2025. Bangkok, Thailand. Recommendations and action plans for higher education. 1. Strategic policies for higher education in the digitalization era. Recommendation. Formulate and update strategic policies that support digital transformation in universities to remain responsive to technological advancements. Action plan. Establish a joint task force comprising the Ministry of Education, ADRI, and university representatives. Conduct benchmarking studies with countries that have successfully implemented digitalization policies. Draft policies within 6 months and socialize them with all stakeholders. 2. Innovation in research and technology for sustainable development. Recommendation. Promote integrating research and technological innovation into university development programs aligned with sustainable development goals. Action plan. Allocate special research funds and collaborate with academics, industries, and research institutions. Organize annual forums to evaluate and update research innovations and apply the latest technologies. 3. Enhancing higher education quality through global collaboration. Recommendation. Expand international partnerships to exchange knowledge, experiences, and best practices to improve the quality of higher education. Action plan. Develop a roadmap for collaborations with leading educational institutions abroad. Periodically organize international conferences and workshops. Implement faculty and student exchange programs. For digitalizing learning, challenges and opportunities in higher education. Recommendation. Encourage transforming learning processes through digital technologies to enhance access, interactivity, and educational quality. Action plan. Develop and integrate comprehensive online learning platforms. Conduct training for faculty and students to maximize technology use. Regularly evaluate the effectiveness of digital learning methods. 5. Strengthening the Tridharma of higher education in the context of internationalization. Recommendation. Integrate education, research, and community service with a global perspective to increase relevance and competitiveness. Action plan. Create synergy programs among the Tridharma components involving international partners. Organize workshops and seminars on global best practices. Facilitate research and community service collaborations with international institutions. 6. The role of vocational education in enhancing national competitiveness. Recommendation. Strengthen vocational education with industry-relevant curricula supported by partnerships with the private sector. Action plan. Conduct intensive consultations with industry players to identify competency needs. Revise vocational curricula and develop internship and training programs. Establish periodic evaluation mechanisms to ensure the quality and relevance of vocational programs. 7. Strategies for strengthening accreditation and program quality in the global era. Recommendation. Adopt international accreditation standards to guarantee the quality and competitiveness of university programs. Action plan. Develop guidelines and SOPs for global-based accreditation. Provide training for internal and external teams regarding accreditation processes. Conduct periodic internal audits and evaluations, utilizing feedback from international accreditation bodies. 8. Collaboration between ADRI and international educational institutions. Recommendation. Intensify strategic partnerships between ADRI and international educational institutions to share resources, knowledge, and technologies. Action plan. Draft Memoranda of Understanding, MOUs, with selected international partners. Organize collaborative programs such as webinars, seminars, and research exchanges. Establish regular communication networks to ensure the continuity of collaborations. 9. Utilizing artificial intelligence in education and research. Recommendation. Integrate AI technology into learning and research processes to enhance efficiency, personalization, and innovation. Action plan. Establish AI innovation centers in universities in collaboration with technology industries. Organize AI training and workshops for faculty and students. Encourage AI research collaborations with national and international partners. 10. Building international research networks for lecturers and academics. Recommendation. Encourage lecturers and academics to actively participate in global research networks to broaden the scope and impact of research. Action plan. Provide scholarships or research grants for participation in international conferences. Develop online platforms for collaboration and idea exchange among researchers. Foster research partnerships with leading universities and research institutions worldwide. 11. Transforming university management in the era of Industry 4.0. Recommendation. Adopt digital-based management systems to improve universities' operational efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Action plan. Implement integrated management information systems, enterprise resource planning/e-management. Conduct digital management training for leaders and administrative staff. Regularly evaluate and update systems according to technological developments. 12. Developing research-based curricula aligned with industry needs. Recommendation. Reform higher education curricula more responsive to research outcomes and market demands. Action plan. Conduct joint needs assessments with industry and research stakeholders. Design innovative curricula integrating research, field practice, and soft skills. Pilot the curriculum and evaluate it with stakeholder involvement. 13. Academic ethics and the challenge of plagiarism in the digital era. Recommendation. Strengthen the culture of academic ethics through education, regulation, and technology implementation to prevent plagiarism. Action plan. Organize seminars and workshops on academic ethics and research integrity. Integrate plagiarism detection software into learning and publication systems. Develop and enforce clear academic ethics guidelines at each educational institution. 14. Optimizing e-government in higher education institutions. Recommendation. Promote the use of e-government systems to improve transparency, administrative efficiency, and services to academic communities. Action plan. Develop and implement integrated e-government platforms in universities. Provide training for administrative staff on using digital systems. Conduct routine evaluations and feature developments based on user feedback. 15. Strategies for increasing internationally reputable scientific publications. Recommendation. Encourage the improvement of both the quality and quantity of scientific publications in international journals through research support and academic writing training. Action plan. Establish internal funding programs for high-quality research. Organize workshops on scientific writing and publishing for faculty and students. Facilitate access and partnerships with international journal databases and leading publishers. 16. Strengthening ADRI's role in advancing national education policies. Recommendation. Enhance ADRI's role as a mediator, facilitator, and advocate in shaping innovative and competitive national education policies. Action plan. Establish ADRI forums involving key stakeholders in education, research, and industry. Draft annual policy reports based on global trend analyses and policy implementation evaluations. Conduct regular consultations with the government and educational institutions to integrate field feedback into national policies. Conclusion. Implementing these recommendations requires joint commitment from the government, universities, ADRI, international partners, and industries. Regular evaluations and strategic adjustments will ensure that each step remains relevant to technological developments and global dynamics. This will enable Indonesian higher education to compete internationally and make tangible contributions to sustainable development. Here are 16 subthemes in higher education, each accompanied by a detailed explanation. 1. Strategic policies for higher education in the digitalization era. This subtheme focuses on developing and updating strategic policies that support digital transformation in higher education institutions, ensuring responsiveness to technological advancements. It involves creating comprehensive frameworks that guide institutions in integrating digital tools and methodologies into their educational models. The aim is to enhance learning experiences, improve administrative efficiency, and maintain competitiveness in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. 2. Innovation in research and technology for sustainable development. This subtheme emphasizes integrating innovative research and technology within higher education programs aligned with sustainable development goals. It encourages institutions to foster research initiatives that address environmental, social, and economic challenges. Higher education can contribute to sustainable solutions and prepare graduates to tackle global issues by promoting interdisciplinary collaboration and leveraging technological advancements. 3. Enhancing quality of higher education through global collaboration. This subtheme advocates for expanding international cooperation to facilitate the exchange of knowledge, experiences, and best practices, thereby improving the quality of higher education. It involves establishing partnerships with leading global institutions, participating in international academic networks, and promoting cross-border research collaborations. Such efforts enrich curricula, foster cultural diversity, and elevate academic standards. 4. Digitalization of learning, challenges and opportunities in higher education. This subtheme explores the transformation of learning by adopting digital technologies to enhance access, interactivity, and educational quality. It examines the challenges institutions face in implementing digital learning platforms, such as infrastructure limitations and digital literacy gaps, as well as the opportunities for personalized learning, increased engagement, and expanded reach. 5. Strengthening the tridharma of higher education in the context of internationalization. This subtheme integrates education, research, and community service with a global perspective to increase relevance and competitiveness. It encourages institutions to align their core functions with international standards, promote global citizenship among students, and engage in research that addresses worldwide challenges. The goal is to produce graduates who are globally competent and socially responsible. 6. The role of vocational education in enhancing national competitiveness. This subtheme highlights the importance of strengthening vocational education with relevant, industry-oriented curricula supported by partnerships with the private sector. It emphasizes the need for vocational programs to be responsive to labor market demands, provide practical skills training, and facilitate smooth transitions into the workforce, thereby contributing to national economic development. 7. Strategies for strengthening accreditation and quality of study programs in the global era. This subtheme involves adopting international accreditation standards to ensure the quality and competitiveness of study programs in higher education institutions. It includes developing guidelines and standard operating procedures that align with global benchmarks, conducting regular internal and external evaluations, and engaging in continuous improvement processes to uphold academic excellence. 8. Collaboration between ADRI and international educational institutions. This subtheme focuses on intensifying strategic partnerships between the Association of Indonesian Private Higher Education Institutions, ADRI, and international educational institutions to share resources, knowledge, and technology. It aims to enhance institutional capacities, promote academic exchanges, and foster collaborative research initiatives that benefit all parties involved. 9. Utilization of artificial intelligence in education and research. This subtheme explores integrating AI technology into learning and research processes to improve efficiency, personalization, and innovation. It examines how AI can be used to develop intelligent tutoring systems, automate administrative tasks, analyze large datasets in research, and provide personalized learning experiences tailored to individual student needs. 10. Building international research networks for lecturers and academics. This subtheme encourages lecturers and academics to actively engage in global research networks to expand the scope and impact of their research. It involves participating in international conferences, collaborating on cross-border research projects, and contributing to global academic discourse, thereby enhancing the visibility and relevance of their work. 11. Transformation of higher education management in the Industrial Revolution 4.0 era. This subtheme focuses on adopting digital-based management systems to increase operational efficiency, transparency, and accountability in higher education institutions. It includes implementing integrated information systems, utilizing data analytics for decision-making, and fostering a culture of innovation and agility within administrative processes. 12. Development of research-based curriculum and industry needs. This subtheme advocates reforming higher education curricula to be more responsive to research findings and market demands. It emphasizes integrating cutting-edge research into course content, collaborating with industry partners to identify relevant skills and knowledge areas, and incorporating experiential learning opportunities to prepare students for the workforce. 13. Academic ethics and challenges of plagiarism in the digital era. This subtheme focuses on strengthening the culture of academic ethics through education, regulation, and the application of technology to prevent plagiarism. It involves developing clear ethical guidelines, implementing plagiarism detection software, and promoting awareness of academic integrity among students and faculty to uphold the credibility of scholarly work. 14. Optimization of e-government in higher education institutions. This subtheme encourages using e-government systems to improve transparency, administrative efficiency, and services to the academic community. It includes digitalizing administrative processes, online service delivery, and establishing electronic governance frameworks that enhance stakeholder engagement and institutional accountability. 15. Strategies for increasing internationally reputable scientific publications. This subtheme aims to encourage the improvement of the quality and quantity of scientific publications in international journals through research support and academic writing training. It involves funding high-quality research, offering workshops on scholarly writing and publication processes, and establishing collaborations with reputable journals to increase the global dissemination of research findings. 16. Strengthening the role of ADRI in encouraging national education policy. This subtheme focuses on enhancing ADRI's role as a mediator, facilitator, and advocate in forming innovative and competitive national education policies. It includes engaging in policy discussions, providing evidence-based recommendations, and collaborating with government agencies and educational stakeholders to shape policies that advance the quality and accessibility of higher education. Implementing these recommendations requires a collective commitment from the government, higher education institutions, ADRI, and international and industry partners. Regular Introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Gibran Rakabuming Raka. Minister of Higher Education, Science, and Technology, Professor Dr. Abdul Mukti. Minister of Religious Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. K.H. Nasaruddin Umar. Coordinating Minister for Community Empowerment, Dr. Abdul Mohiman Iskandar. Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning/National Land Agency, Drs. Nusran Wahid. Vice Minister of Higher Education, Science, and Technology, Professor Dr. M. Afazan. Esteemed officials from related ministries and institutions. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers of the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI. Participants of the ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Core duties and strategic policies of the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI. Distinguished guests. As the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, our organization stands with the mission to strengthen the role of academicians in developing education, research, and community service. ADRI is a platform that brings together lecturers, researchers, and experts from various disciplines across Indonesia, driven by the spirit of making real contributions to the nation's progress. In our journey, ADRI functions not only as a professional organization but also as a bridge between academia, government, and society to realize the vision of Golden Indonesia 2045. Below are the core duties and functions that form the foundation of ADRI's work and the strategic policies we have developed and will continue to advance. Core duties and functions, Tupoksi, of ADRI. 1. Enhancing the quality of higher education in Indonesia. ADRI plays a pivotal role in improving the quality of higher education by developing technology-based curricula rooted in local wisdom and enhancing lecturers' competencies throughout Indonesia. We support the development of innovative learning models, such as AI-based learning systems, to accelerate educational transformation in the digital era. 2. Promoting innovative research for national development. ADRI facilitates national and international research consortia focused on developing innovative technologies, food security, renewable energy, and sustainable environments. We are committed to strengthening interdisciplinary research integrating science, technology, and culture to create solutions relevant to societal needs. 3. Strengthening community service for sustainable empowerment. Community service is one of the core pillars of the Tridharma of higher education. ADRI actively engages in community empowerment programs based on research, focusing on local economic development, digital literacy, and cultural preservation. We also support international community service programs to showcase Indonesian innovations and culture globally. 4. Building international collaborations for education and research excellence. ADRI facilitates connecting Indonesian universities with leading global universities to strengthen academic networks worldwide. We support student and faculty exchanges, cross-border research collaborations, and educational diplomacy to elevate Indonesia's position on the international stage. 5. Accelerating academic promotions and study program accreditation. ADRI facilitates training and mentoring programs to help lecturers achieve academic promotions, including international scientific publications and enhancing academic capacities. We also support the improvement of study program accreditations to bolster the quality of higher education across Indonesia. 6. Developing creative economies and innovations based on local wisdom. ADRI plays a role in developing creative economies rooted in local wisdom, integrating culture and technology to strengthen local economies. We encourage the commercialization of research outcomes to foster stronger connections between academia and industry. Strategic policies of ADRI. To support our strategic role in national development, ADRI has formulated several strategic policies to accelerate the transformation of education, research, and community service. 1. Policy to strengthen lecturer and academic capacity. ADRI initiates programs for academic leadership training, international scientific publications, and digital literacy to enhance the competencies of lecturers across Indonesia. We support the acceleration of academic promotions through technical guidance and assistance in scientific publications. 2. Policy for strengthening research and technological innovation. ADRI facilitates national and international research consortia to develop innovative technologies, including AI, big data, and eco-friendly technologies. We promote applied research directly impacting societal needs, such as food security, renewable energy, and climate change mitigation. 3. Policy for the internationalization of Indonesian higher education. ADRI supports the internationalization of higher education through cross-university collaborations, student and faculty exchanges, and joint degree programs. We facilitate Indonesian universities' participation in international academic forums to strengthen educational diplomacy. 4. Policy for strengthening community service based on local wisdom. ADRI encourages community service focused on local economic empowerment, digital literacy, and cultural preservation. We support international community service programs to introduce Indonesian innovations in culture globally. 5. Policy for developing creative economies based on culture and technology. ADRI facilitates the development of creative economies rooted in local wisdom, such as traditional crafts, culinary arts, and performing arts integrated with modern technology. We promote the commercialization of research outputs to strengthen the relationship between academia and industry. 6. Policy for strengthening digital infrastructure and educational technology. ADRI supports digital transformation in higher education by developing learning management systems, LMS, and integrating AI into learning processes. We facilitate the development of digital technologies to support research and community service. ADRI in support of the national vision. Distinguished guests. ADRI is committed to supporting various national policies as outlined by our esteemed state officials. 1. Supporting higher education transformation and technological innovation. In response to the directives from the Minister of Higher Education, Science, and Technology, ADRI is ready to support higher education transformation through the promotion of AI integration, educational digitalization, and university internationalization. 2. Strengthening religious education and digitalizing Islamic higher education institutions, PTIS. In response to the directives from the Minister of Religious Affairs, ADRI is prepared to enhance the digitalization of Islamic education, develop technology-based curricula, and strengthen religious research. 3. Empowering communities and developing villages. In response to the directives from the Coordinating Minister for Community Empowerment, ADRI is ready to support community and village empowerment through applied research, local economic development, and cultural preservation. 4. Managing national assets and sustainable spatial planning. In response to the directives from the Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning/National Land Agency, ADRI is prepared to support research on spatial planning, national asset management, and agrarian policy development. 5. International university collaboration. In response to the directives from the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Vice Minister of Higher Education, ADRI is ready to strengthen educational diplomacy, international collaborations, and global research initiatives. Closing remarks: strengthening synergy for the realization of Golden Indonesia 2045. In conclusion, I would like to reaffirm that ADRI is committed to continuing its collaboration with the government, educational institutions, and society to support national development through education, research, and community service. The directives from our esteemed state officials today serve as strategic guidance for ADRI to strengthen its role in facing global challenges, enhancing educational diplomacy, and empowering communities through innovation and technology. Let us work together to build a globally competitive Indonesia, strong in cultural character and sustainable development. Through synergy and collaboration, we are confident in realizing the Golden Indonesia 2045 we all envision. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Prof. Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley, Chairman of the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI. The role of Adri in national education, technology, and human research development. Speech script of the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Prabowo Subianto. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th International Conference Adri, Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of ADRI Central Board, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities in Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I am proud of. Main duties and functions of the President of the Republic of Indonesia. Distinguished attendees. As the head of state and head of government, the President of the Republic of Indonesia holds primary duties and functions as outlined in the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia, UUD 1945, and other related legislations. The President plays a strategic role in leading the administration, formulating national policies, and realizing the nation's goals, to protect all Indonesians, promote public welfare, educate the nation, and participate in maintaining world order. Here is an explanation of the primary duties and functions of the President by the Constitution and applicable laws. 1. Executive function, leading the administration. The President is the highest leader of the administration and exercises executive power as mandated by Article 4, Paragraph 1, of the 1945 Constitution. The President of the Republic of Indonesia holds the government power according to the Constitution. In this role, the President is tasked with formulating and implementing national policies across various sectors, including politics, economy, social affairs, culture, defense, and security. Appointing and dismissing ministers who assist the President in the Cabinet. Supervising and evaluating the performance of ministries and state institutions to ensure proper execution of government policies. 2. Legislative function, making and proposing laws. Together with the House of Representatives, DPR, the President has the authority to make laws as stipulated in Article 5, Paragraph 1, of the 1945 Constitution. The President has the right to propose bills to the House of Representatives. The President also has the authority to ratify laws after approval by the DPR. Issue government regulations in lieu of law, Perpu, in emergency situations. Establish government regulations to implement enacted laws. 3. A judicial function, granting clemency and amnesty. As part of the judicial function, the President has the authority to grant clemency, amnesty, abolition, and rehabilitation to citizens, as stated in Article 14 of the 1945 Constitution. Clemency reduces sentences, amnesty removes criminal charges, abolition halts legal proceedings, and rehabilitation restores a person's reputation. For amnesty and abolition, the President must seek the DPR's consideration. 4. Diplomatic function, establishing international relations. As head of state, the President plays a role in foreign relations and represents Indonesia in international forums. Based on Article 11 of the 1945 Constitution, the President is authorized to declare war, make peace, and sign treaties with other countries with DPR approval. Appoint ambassadors and consuls and receive ambassadors from other nations. Manage diplomatic relations to strengthen Indonesia's position globally, including in economic, political, and socio-cultural cooperation. 5. Defense and security function, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The President is the Supreme Commander of the Indonesian National Armed Forces, TNI, and has the authority to mobilize national defense forces, including deploying the TNI to safeguard Indonesia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Formulate national defense and security policies to address external and internal threats. Declare a state of emergency or martial law by Article 12 of the 1945 Constitution if necessary to maintain national order and security. 6. State financial management function. The President is responsible for managing state finances transparently and efficiently, as mandated by the Constitution. Based on Article 23 of the 1945 Constitution, the President is tasked with preparing and submitting the state budget, APBN, to the DPR for approval. Implementing the APDN effectively to achieve national development goals. Preparing annual financial reports for auditing by the Supreme Audit Board, BPK. 7. Human Resource Development, HRD, function. The President has a strategic role in developing Indonesia's human resources as part of the vision for a Golden Indonesia 2045. This includes expanding access to quality education at all levels, promoting innovation and research in higher education, integrating digital technology and artificial intelligence, AI, into the national education system, building an inclusive education ecosystem that adapts to global changes. 8. Social protection and economic empowerment function. The President is responsible for protecting public welfare and advancing the national economy. This involves establishing social protection policies, such as social assistance, Bansos, Indonesia Smart Card, KIP, and Indonesia Health Card, KIS. Promoting economic empowerment by strengthening micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and creative industries. Strengthening food and energy resilience to achieve national self-sufficiency. 9. Human rights protection and law enforcement function. As head of state, the President ensures fair law enforcement and human rights protection for all Indonesians. This includes upholding the rule of law through policies that support judicial independence, respecting, protecting, and fulfilling human rights stipulated in the Constitution and legal regulations, encouraging legal reforms to ensure justice and legal certainty in Indonesia's legal system. 10. Moral and inspirational leadership function. Beyond formal roles, the President also serves as a moral leader and role model for the nation. The President is expected to inspire citizens through leadership characterized by integrity, honesty, and a focus on public interest. Strengthen national unity and cohesion by respecting Indonesia's cultural, religious, and ethnic diversity. Be a unifying symbol for the nation in facing national and global challenges. Human resource development and the role of technology. Distinguished attendees. As I have previously conveyed, competitive human resource development is the key to achieving a sovereign, advanced, just, and prosperous Indonesia. We are talking about improving access to education and training and integrating modern technologies, particularly artificial intelligence, AI, into all aspects of HR development. Implementing AI technology in HR development and formal education. Ladies and gentlemen, in this era of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, AI technology is no longer just a tool but a strategic partner in accelerating transformation across sectors, especially in education and human resource development. Therefore, I emphasize several crucial steps we must take together to ensure AI benefits our nation optimally. 1. Integrating AI into curricula at all educational levels. Students should be introduced to computational thinking and algorithmic logic from elementary education. This is not solely to create a generation of programmers but to foster critical and analytical thinking required in all fields. At the secondary and higher education levels, curricula should encourage the use of AI in research and the development of solutions for real societal issues. Multidisciplinary studies combining AI with agriculture, healthcare, and economics must be massively developed. 2. Developing AI-based learning platforms. The government supports the development of adaptive learning platforms using AI to tailor materials to individual learning needs and paces. This will enhance learning effectiveness and reduce educational disparities across regions, including remote areas like Papua. AI can also be used for real-time educational data analysis to monitor students' progress, allowing educators to provide timely and precise interventions. 3. Enhancing teachers' and lecturers' competence in AI utilization. Teachers and lecturers are at the forefront of this transformation. We must train educators to understand, master, and integrate AI technology into the teaching and learning process. ADRI plays a crucial role here by providing training, research, and support for lecturers to use AI in education and community service effectively. 4. Using AI in community service programs. AI is not just for classrooms and laboratories. We should leverage it in community service programs, such as smart farming, AI-based healthcare systems, and technological solutions for MSMEs. With cross-university and ADRI collaboration, we can create AI-based innovations directly impacting community welfare, especially in villages and underdeveloped regions. 5. Ethics and AI regulation in education. Alongside AI utilization, we must also consider ethical aspects. AI technology should empower humans, not replace them entirely. Character education, morality, and national values remain the primary pillars in developing Indonesia's human resources. The government will continue to develop clear regulations to ensure AI is used responsibly and equitably to benefit all citizens. Distinguished guests. ADRI holds a strategic role in ensuring the effective implementation of AI technology. I encourage ADRI to continue being a government partner in advancing research, innovation, and community service based on technology. We must seize this momentum to position Indonesia as a hub for AI innovation in Southeast Asia, rooted in local wisdom and national values. With close collaboration between the government, academia, and society, I am confident Indonesia's vision of becoming a sovereign, advanced, just, and prosperous nation. In closing, I wish you productive discussions and deliberations. May Allah SWT guide and strengthen us all in building the Indonesia we love. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Prabowo Subianto, President of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Gibran Rakabuming RAKA. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th International Conference Adri. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of ADRI Central Board, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities in Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I am proud of. Introduction: Uniting the Vision for Sustainable Development in Papua and Eastern Indonesia. Praise be to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that allow us to gather in this important forum. I extend my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its dedication to supporting the development of education, research, and community service throughout the country. Our theme today, strengthening regional, food, and energy resilience in Papua and Eastern Indonesia and the role of ADRI in assistance, research, and community service, is highly relevant to the challenges and opportunities we face in realizing inclusive and sustainable development. Papua and Eastern Indonesia are the heart of cultural diversity and natural resources. However, development challenges in these regions still require special attention, particularly in regional resilience, food self-sufficiency, and energy management. ADRI is strategically responsible for this process through academic support, innovative research, and community service. Regional resilience as the pillar of national development. Distinguished attendees. Regional resilience is about physical defense and social, economic, and cultural resilience. As a strategic region of Indonesia, Papua faces unique challenges in maintaining regional stability while promoting equitable development. 1. Improving infrastructure for accessibility and regional stability. basic infrastructure such as roads, bridges, airports, and ports is a priority to open access to remote areas in Papua. The government remains committed to accelerating infrastructure development to strengthen inter-regional connectivity as part of robust regional resilience. ADRI is expected to assist in researching the impact of infrastructure development on social stability and local economic growth. 2. Empowering indigenous communities in social and cultural resilience. Regional resilience cannot be achieved without empowering indigenous communities, the custodians of local wisdom in Papua. ADRI is encouraged to play a role in developing programs based on local wisdom, respecting the rights of indigenous communities, and strengthening Papua's cultural identity within the framework of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia. Food security as the foundation of Papua's economic independence. Esteemed guests, food security is a strategic issue that ensures that every citizen has access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. With its abundant natural resources, Papua has great potential to become a food hub in eastern Indonesia if appropriately managed. 1. Developing agriculture based on appropriate technology. The government is promoting the modernization of the agricultural sector in Papua using precision agriculture technology, smart irrigation, and the application of artificial intelligence, AI, in land management and crop yields. The Vice President's role in national policy implementation. Distinguished attendees. As Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Gibran Rakabuming Raka is strategically supporting governmental stability and implementing national policies. The primary duties and functions, tupoksi, of the Vice President are not limited to assisting the President in running the government but also include a coordinating role in various strategic sectors, including regional, food, and energy resilience, and human resource development, HRD, across Indonesia, particularly in Papua. In the context of the theme Strengthening Regional, Food, and Energy Resilience in Papua and the role of ADRI in assistance, research, and community service, the following are the Vice President's roles relevant to promoting sustainable and inclusive development across the nation. 1. Coordination in formulating and implementing national policies. The Vice President assists the President in formulating national policies covering strategic sectors such as economic development, education, health, and infrastructure. The Vice President actively ensures that central government policies are effectively implemented in underdeveloped regions, particularly Papua and border areas. In this regard, ADRI is expected to provide research-based academic input to strengthen policies for equitable development. 2. Oversight and evaluation of national strategic programs. The Vice President oversees the implementation of national strategic programs, including those related to food, energy, and regional resilience. This oversight includes policy evaluation and monitoring program achievements across ministries and institutions, ensuring that development indicators meet targets. ADRI is expected to contribute through evaluative research to help the government assess the effectiveness of these programs, particularly in food and energy security. 3. Mediation and resolution of social conflicts and regional resilience. The Vice President is key in mediating and resolving social conflicts, especially in regions prone to social and political tensions, such as Papua. In maintaining regional resilience, the Vice President designs inclusive policies to ease tensions, enhance local community participation, and strengthen national identity amidst cultural diversity. ADRI can contribute by researching conflict resolution and local wisdom-based development strategies to support regional stability. 4. Human Resource Development, HRD, for national resilience. One of the Vice President's essential tasks is promoting high-quality HRD by increasing access to education, vocational training, and capacity-building programs across Indonesia. In regions like Papua, HRD is key to reducing development disparities and boosting regional competitiveness. ADRI is expected to support this through community assistance, technology-based training, and research on educational innovation in underdeveloped areas. 5. Enhancing national food security. The Vice President coordinates policies related to national food security, from production and distribution to sustainable consumption. These policy priorities are strengthening modern agriculture systems, boosting local food productivity, and applying AI-based technology in the agricultural sector. ADRI is expected to contribute to agricultural technology research and assist local communities in adopting modern agricultural practices to improve productivity and food security. 6. Strengthening national energy resilience and renewable energy. Energy resilience is a strategic issue under the Vice President's coordination, encompassing the management of national energy resources and sustainable renewable energy development. The Vice President promotes using eco-friendly energy, such as solar, wind, and bioenergy, particularly in regions like Papua with vast renewable energy potential. ADRI can support this through renewable energy research and developing efficient technologies to expand energy access in remote areas. 7. Coordinating interministerial development programs. The Vice President coordinates development programs across ministries and institutions, ensuring synergism among government agencies in executing development programs. This coordination is crucial to prevent policy overlaps and ensure that development programs in Papua and underdeveloped regions run effectively. ADRI can assist in designing collaborative models between academia and government to create holistic development policies. 8. Diplomacy and international cooperation in development. The Vice President also plays a role in international diplomacy to strengthen cooperation with other countries in development, education, food security, and energy. This cooperation includes technology exchange, HR capacity development, and sustainable development funding from international partners. ADRI is expected to facilitate international university collaborations to support global research development that directly impacts national development. 9. Strengthening innovation and technology in national development. The Vice President is tasked with promoting technological innovation as part of the Sustainable Development Strategy. This includes leveraging artificial intelligence, AI, the Internet of Things, IoT, and big data across agriculture, energy, and education sectors. ADRI is expected to become a research and technological innovation hub supporting technology-based solutions for national development. 10. Developing local economies based on local wisdom. The Vice President encourages the development of local economies based on local wisdom and regional potential to improve community welfare sustainably. This program includes strengthening MSMEs and local creative industries and empowering indigenous communities in regions like Papua. ADRI is expected to contribute to research on local economic development and assist communities in managing regional potential sustainably. The Vice President's coordinating role in Papua's development based on government regulations. Distinguished attendees. As Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Gibran Rakabuming Raka plays a vital role in coordinating the implementation of national development, including in Papua and West Papua provinces. This function is regulated explicitly under various laws, including Government Regulation, PP, No. 107 of 2021, concerning the reception, management, supervision, and master plan for accelerated development in Papua. Under this regulation, the Vice President has a strategic task to ensure that development in Papua proceeds according to the principles of justice, equality, and sustainability. Here is an outline of the Vice President's primary duties and functions in coordinating Papua's development according to current regulations. 1. Coordinating interministerial development programs in Papua. Based on PP No. 107 of 2021, the Vice President coordinates the implementation of Papua's development by synchronizing programs across ministries and institutions. This function ensures that Papua's central and regional governments work synergistically in implementing development programs, preventing policy overlaps or budget duplications. The Vice President also ensures that special autonomy funds, OTSUs, are used effectively to improve the welfare of Papua's people. ADRI is expected to support research and policy analysis to aid in designing and implementing strategic programs in Papua. 2. Supervision and evaluation of the master plan for Papua's accelerated development. The Vice President oversees the implementation of the Master Plan for Papua's Accelerated Development, RIPPP, which is set for the next 20 years. This supervision ensures that development programs align with key performance indicators, KPIs, and targets outlined in the RIPPP. The Vice President also conducts annual evaluations of development achievements in Papua and provides recommendations to the President regarding necessary improvements. ADRI can contribute through evaluative research to measure the effectiveness of development programs in Papua, particularly in education, health, and infrastructure. 3. Mediation and resolution of development issues in Papua. The Vice President is responsible for mediating development issues involving various stakeholders in Papua at both the central and local levels and within local communities. This function includes mediating social conflicts, land disputes, or implementation issues hindering the acceleration of development in Papua. ADRI is expected to assist in conflict resolution research and local wisdom-based development strategies to strengthen social resilience in Papua. 4. Development and oversight of Special Autonomy Fund, OTSU's, allocation. The Vice President coordinates the management of Papua's special autonomy funds, ensuring they are used for priority programs such as education, health, basic infrastructure, and the empowerment of indigenous communities. Supervision ensures that OTSU's funds are not only absorbed but also significantly impact improving the quality of life in Papua. ADRI is expected to research OTSU's fund effectiveness, including transparency in budget management and policy recommendations for fund utilization improvements. 5. Empowering human resources, HR, in Papua. The Vice President has a strategic role in HR development in Papua through increased access to education, vocational training, and local capacity building initiatives. Affirmative scholarship programs, technology-based training, and student exchange programs with universities outside Papua are part of the Vice President's policies to improve Papua's HR quality. ADRI is expected to support this through academic mentoring, local curriculum development, and inclusive education research in Papua. 6. Strengthening food, energy, and infrastructure resilience in Papua. The Vice President coordinates policies to strengthen food and energy resilience in Papua, ensuring local resources are optimally utilized to support economic self-sufficiency. Programs such as road, bridge, and electricity infrastructure development in remote Papua areas focus on opening access to basic services for communities. ADRI can play a role in researching appropriate technology and utilizing renewable energy tailored to Papua's geographic conditions. Closing remarks. With these primary duties and functions, the Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia is committed to ensuring that development in Papua proceeds justly, sustainably, and inclusively, respecting indigenous community rights and optimally utilizing local potential. However, this development success cannot be achieved without close collaboration between the government, academia, and society. The Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, supports Papua's development through academic research, community assistance, and innovative technology development. Let us work together to build a prosperous, advanced, and globally competitive Papua as an integral part of our vision for Golden Indonesia 2045. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Jabran Rakabuming RAKA. Vice President of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Coordinating Minister for Community Empowerment of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Abdul Muhaimin Iskandar. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th International Conference Adri. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of ADRI Central Board, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities in Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I am proud of. Introduction: Empowering communities to achieve social justice and welfare. First and foremost, let us extend our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that allow us to gather in person in Bangkok and virtually in this exceptional forum. I also convey my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its dedication to strengthening the role of academics in national development. The theme of our discussion today, strengthening community empowerment to achieve social welfare and justice in line with the vision of the Coordinating Ministry for Community Empowerment and ADRI's role in the Tridharma of higher education, is highly relevant to our broader vision of building a fairer, more prosperous, and sustainable Indonesia. Community empowerment as the foundation of national development. Distinguished attendees. Proper development is not merely about physical infrastructure, more importantly, it is about building people and their communities. Community empowerment is key to ensuring that development starts from the grassroots and directly impacts the people's welfare. As stated in the Quran. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. QS. Ar-Raid, 11. This verse underscores that sustainable change will only occur when communities are empowered to become self-reliant. The government cannot work alone in this effort. Academics, researchers, and educational institutions have a highly strategic role in supporting community empowerment through education, research, and community service, the three core pillars of the Tridharma of higher education. Policies of the Coordinating Ministry for Community Empowerment. In this context, the Coordinating Ministry for Community Empowerment has several strategic policies to strengthen human resource. We invite ADRI to promote research on appropriate technologies that align with local community needs, particularly in agriculture, fisheries, MSMEs, and other informal sectors. 3. Cross-sector collaboration for economic empowerment. We promote synergism between academics, the business sector, and the government to create a sustainable empowerment ecosystem. Universities must become drivers of innovation and community assistance in developing local potential-based enterprises capable of competing in national and international markets. The role of ADRI in community empowerment. Esteemed guests. I would like to emphasize ADRI's strategic role in supporting community empowerment. Academics are responsible for developing theories in classrooms and must engage directly with communities to apply knowledge that benefits daily life. 1. Data and research-based community service. Community service should not be conducted sporadically. A data and research-based approach is necessary to ensure empowerment programs are effective and sustainable. ADRI can pioneer the creation of community empowerment models that can be replicated across various regions. 2. Encouraging students as agents of change. Students are agents of change with high energy and creativity. Through programs like Community Service Programs, KKN, or technology-based outreach, students can help communities find solutions to local challenges. The Tridharma of higher education must be an effective tool for transforming knowledge into real-world practices within communities. 3. Building a social innovation ecosystem. ADRI is expected to promote the formation of social innovation incubators in universities, where students and lecturers collaborate with communities to develop solutions for social, economic, and environmental issues. Multidisciplinary approaches must be developed to address communities' complex problems, from poverty and food security to environmental conservation. Hopes and challenges ahead. Dear colleagues, the challenges ahead in community empowerment are not easy. We face social inequality, structural poverty, and technological disruption that could widen the gap. However, I believe that with close collaboration between the government, academia, and communities, we can create an empowerment ecosystem that genuinely makes an impact. Our shared vision is to realize an Indonesian self-reliant, prosperous, and just society. With knowledge and technology, we are building the economy and strengthening a national character that is tolerant, inclusive, and competitive. Coordination between ministries and institutions in community empowerment. Esteemed guests, to achieve effective community empowerment, coordination among ministries and institutions is crucial. The coordinating ministry for community empowerment is responsible for synergizing various programs and policies from other ministries, ensuring that empowerment efforts are integrated and measurable. 1. Synergism between ministries in community empowerment. The Ministry of Home Affairs, through its village and sub-district programs, plays a role in strengthening transparent and participatory village governance. The Ministry of Social Affairs contributes through social protection programs and empowering vulnerable communities via data-driven social assistance. The Ministry of Education and Culture, along with the Ministry of Religious Affairs, promotes quality formal and non-formal education, as well as the integration of cultural and religious values into empowerment programs. The Ministry of Communication and Informatics supports the development of digital infrastructure in underdeveloped, frontier, and outermost regions, 3T, to ensure equal access to technology across Indonesia. 2. Multi-sectoral approaches for inclusive empowerment. We encourage collaboration among the education sector, industry, and local communities to strengthen the economic empowerment of communities. ADRI can bridge government policies and community needs, ensuring that design policies align with local conditions and potentials. 3. Strengthening digital-based monitoring and evaluation. Coordination among institutions is not only about planning but also about digital-based monitoring and evaluation of empowerment programs. Artificial intelligence, AI, and digital technologies can be utilized to monitor program effectiveness in real time, allowing for faster and more precise interventions. Local wisdom in the use of digital technology and AI. Distinguished attendees, we must not forget local wisdom when introducing digital technology and AI to communities. Successful empowerment respects the cultural identity and local values of the communities it serves. 1. Integrating technology with local wisdom. Digital technology should be used to strengthen local potential, not replace it. For example, AI in agriculture can help improve the productivity of local farmers, but traditional methods that have proven effective must still be valued and preserved. In the cultural tourism sector, technology can be used to market local products globally without diminishing the authentic value of the culture. 2. Involving local communities in digital transformation. Digital training must be designed considering the community's level of technological literacy. Training programs should be inclusive so that no one is left behind in the digital transformation. We encourage ADRI to develop digital learning modules relevant to the local cultural context so that communities see technology as a tool that supports them, not replaces their roles. 3. AI for local economic development. AI can map local economic potentials, such as handicrafts, agriculture, fisheries, and micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, making empowerment strategies more targeted and data-driven. AI-based digital platforms can also facilitate broader market access for local products in national and international markets. Hopes and challenges moving forward. Dear colleagues, the challenges ahead in community empowerment are significant. We face social inequality, structural poverty, and technological disruptions that can widen the gaps. However, I am confident that we can create an empowerment ecosystem that genuinely impacts society with interministerial and institutional coordination and close collaboration with academics like ADRI. Our shared vision is to build a self-reliant, prosperous, and just Indonesian society. With knowledge, technology, and local wisdom, we build the economy and strengthen the nation's character to be tolerant, inclusive, and globally competitive. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I hope this ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th International Conference ADRI serve as an important momentum to strengthen the synergism between academia, the government, and communities in supporting inclusive and sustainable empowerment. Let us make education, technology, and innovation tools for accelerating development without forgetting the cultural values and local wisdom that define us as Indonesians. The Tridharma of higher education must be the primary foundation for building a more just, prosperous, and dignified Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Abdul Muhaimin Iskandar, Coordinating Minister for Community Empowerment of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Puan Maharani. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th International Conference Adri. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of ADRI Central Board, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities in Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I am proud of. Introduction: Strengthening the role of the legislature in educational transformation and technological innovation. Praise be to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that allow us to gather in this exceptional forum. I also extend my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, which continues to promote educational transformation and strengthen academics' role in nation building. Our theme today, the role of the legislature in supporting educational transformation and technological innovation to achieve an advanced and globally competitive Indonesia, is highly relevant to our current challenges. Amid rapid global changes, education and technological innovation are the primary keys to ensuring Indonesia can compete on the international stage. Primary duties and functions of the House of Representatives, DPRRI, in supporting educational and technological transformation. Distinguished attendees. As the highest legislative body in Indonesia, the DPRRI has three primary duties and functions that form the pillars of its strategic role: legislative function, budgetary function, and oversight function. These three functions synergize to ensure that education and technological development policies are effective and have a tangible impact on national progress. 1. Legislative function, creating adaptive and innovative regulations. The DPRRI is responsible for drafting laws that support educational transformation and technological development. We continuously push for regulations that adapt to changing times, such as revising the National Education System Law and strengthening research and technological innovation regulations. In designing regulations, we ensure that digital technology-based education and artificial intelligence, AI, are integrated into the national education system. As an academic organization, ADRI is expected to provide research-based input to refine every regulation we discuss. 2. Budgetary function, overseeing the allocation of funds for education and research. The DPRRI plays a role in drafting and overseeing the state budget, including education, research, and technology allocations. We ensure that the allocation of education funds, as mandated by the Constitution, at least 20% of the national budget, APBN, is genuinely used to improve the quality of education at all levels. We also promote increased research and technological development budgets to support innovation in universities and research institutions. ADRI is expected to monitor and ensure these funds are optimally utilized to develop applied science and technology. 3. Oversight function, ensuring effective policy implementation. The DPRRI exercises oversight to ensure that education policies and technological research programs are implemented according to the set goals. We monitor the implementation of digital transformation programs in education, including using digital platforms, AI, and data-driven learning technologies. As a strategic partner, ADRI is expected to provide evaluations and recommendations related to implementing education and technology policies on the ground. The collaboration between the legislature and academics is vital to creating a responsive and innovative education system. The role of DPRRI in strengthening educational transformation and technological innovation. Esteemed guests. As a legislative body, the DPRRI is committed to supporting educational transformation and technological innovation through policies that focus on improving the quality of human resources. 1. Supporting inclusive and equitable education. Education must be accessible to all Indonesians, regardless of economic, social, or geographical backgrounds. The DPRRI promotes affirmative policies to ensure that quality education is accessible to communities in underdeveloped, frontier, and outermost 3T regions. ADRI is expected to assist in designing technology-based educational programs that are accessible to all groups, including through e-learning platforms and distance education. 2. Promoting research and technology development based on national needs. The DPRRI supports increasing the budget for research and innovation oriented toward national needs, such as food security, renewable energy, and healthcare technology. ADRI is expected to facilitate collaborative research between universities and industries to produce innovations with broad impacts. 3. Creating an innovation ecosystem through cross-sector collaboration. The DPRRI encourages the creation of an innovation ecosystem involving the government, academics, industry, and the community. The tridharma of higher education, research, and community service must be supported by policies strengthening cross-sector collaboration. ADRI can connect the academic world with the industrial sector, ensuring that technological innovations are widely implemented in society. Education and technology as the main pillars of national development. Distinguished attendees. Education and technology are the primary foundations for building a progressive civilization. Technology-based educational transformation is the key to preparing the next generation of Indonesians to compete globally. 1. Integrating artificial intelligence into educational curricula. Artificial intelligence, AI, must be integrated into the education system to prepare students for global challenges. The DPRRI encourages the development of technology-based curricula that teach technology usage and ethics in technology application. ADRI is expected to develop AI-based learning modules relevant to industry and societal needs. 2. Character education to build a generation with integrity. In addition to technological mastery, character education remains a vital pillar in the national education system. The younger generation must be educated to become individuals with integrity, ethics, and a sense of responsibility toward the nation and state. ADRI is expected to develop character education programs based on local wisdom and Pancasila values. Synergism between DPRRI and ADRI in achieving an advanced Indonesia. Esteemed guests, we at the DPRRI believe collaboration between the legislature and academics is key to realizing an advanced and globally competitive Indonesia. As an academic organization, ADRI has a strategic role in providing research-based input for formulating effective and impactful policies. 1. Collaboration in policy formulation based on research. The DPRRI opens dialogues with ADRI to gain academic insights into policy formulation, particularly those related to education and technology. We believe good policies are those based on comprehensive research and data analysis. 2. Strengthening the role of academics in monitoring policy implementation. ADRI is expected to oversee the implementation of education and technology policies on the ground. With strong collaboration, we can ensure that our policies provide tangible benefits to society. 3. Building a sustainable innovation ecosystem. The DPRRI and ADRI are committed to building a sustainable innovation ecosystem where education, research, and technology progress hand in hand to advance the nation. The Tridharma of higher education must be the primary foundation for strengthening the quality of Indonesia's human resources to compete on the international stage. Legislature, academics, and society, together building an advanced Indonesia. Esteemed guests, the challenges we face ahead are not easy. However, with strong synergism between the legislature, academics, and society, we can build an advanced, just, and globally competitive Indonesia. 1. The legislature as a facilitator of inclusive policies. The DPRRI is committed to continuously facilitating inclusive, research-based policies responsive to societal needs. We open dialogues and collaborations with academics, including through forums like this, to ensure that the policies we create positively impact national development. 2. Academics as agents of change and innovation. Academics have a moral responsibility to be agents of change, driving innovation and developing knowledge that benefits society. As an academic organization, ADRI must continue strengthening its strategic role in building an excellent and impactful education and research ecosystem. 3. Society as a partner in development. Society is an object of development and a strategic partner in realizing an advanced and competitive Indonesia. Active participation from the community in various educational, research, and technological development programs is key to sustainable and equitable development. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I hope this ADRI National Working Meeting and the 30th International Conference ADRI become important momentum to strengthen the synergism between the government, academics, and society in promoting inclusive and sustainable educational transformation and technological innovation. Let us work together to build a more advanced, globally competitive, and dignified Indonesia by making education and technological innovation the main pillars of national development. The Tridharma of higher education must be a strong foundation in accelerating the transformation toward Golden Indonesia 2045. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Puan Maharani, Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Welcome and opening remarks. Minister of Higher Education, Science, and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley. ADRI Board Members. Rector of Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from all over Indonesia. Esteemed guests and participants whom I am proud of. Introduction: a collective commitment to advancing higher education. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that allow us to gather at this national working meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. I would like to extend my highest appreciation to ADRI for its initiative and unwavering commitment to promoting the advancement of higher education in Indonesia, especially in facing the rapidly evolving challenges of digitalization. Our presence here reflects a shared spirit to build higher education that is more advanced, adaptive, and responsive to the changes of our time. Strategic policies for higher education in the era of digitalization. Distinguished attendees. The theme we are addressing today, strategic policies for higher education in the era of digitalization, is highly relevant to our current situation and challenges. Digital transformation has penetrated all aspects of life, including higher education. This digital era not only brings immense opportunities for innovation in learning and research but also demands rapid adaptation from all units within higher education institutions, from policies and programs to human resources. The Ministry of Higher Education, Science, and Technology envisions realizing higher education that is excellent, inclusive, and globally competitive. This vision is translated into our mission, which includes strengthening the quality of learning, enhancing the relevance of research to meet industrial and societal needs, and expanding international collaborations. Our strategic plan, Renstra, focuses on developing a higher education ecosystem that is adaptive to technological changes, emphasizing digital integration in all aspects of learning and university management. Challenges and SWOT analysis in the digitalization of higher education. However, on this journey, we cannot turn a blind eye to the various challenges. From the SWOT analysis we conducted, we identified the following: strengths, growing research capacity, increasingly qualified lecturers, adequate technological infrastructure in some universities, weaknesses, uneven access to technology, uneven digital literacy among lecturers and students, limited development of digital-based curricula, threats, lagging behind other countries in leveraging technology for education, potential disruptions due to the rapid pace of technological advancements, opportunities, international collaborations in research and technology. Artificial intelligence, AI, and big data are utilized to enhance learning effectiveness. Key issues and strategic solutions. From these findings, we identified several key issues in the implementation of digitalization in higher education. Lack of training and competency development for lecturers using learning technologies remains one of the biggest obstacles. Technological infrastructure disparities, especially in universities located in rural areas. Resistance to change from lecturers and institutions continues to be a challenge we must overcome together. To address these challenges, the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, and Technology has designed several strategic policies. 1. Campus Digital Transformation Program. Aimed at accelerating technology adoption within universities. This program includes providing adequate infrastructure, intensive training for lecturers, and developing technology-based curricula. 2. Strengthening collaboration with the technology industry. Encouraging universities to adopt best practices from the industry into the education system. 3. Digital Independent Campus Program. Launched to give flexibility to students and lecturers to innovate using digital technology in the learning process. The vital role of higher education institutions in ADRI. In this context, the role of higher education institutions is vital. Universities must become centers of innovation and change in research, teaching methods, and institutional management. Lecturers, as the frontliners of education, must be able to adapt to these changes. It is no longer sufficient only to master academic material. Lecturers must also become facilitators of technology-based learning, capable of utilizing digital platforms and innovating to create engaging learning experiences for students. As part of the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, and Technology, we are entrusted with designing and implementing policies that drive the advancement of higher education in Indonesia. In this regard, ADRI is a strategic bridge between the government, higher education institutions, and the industrial sector. ADRI can become a driving force in promoting academic innovation, strengthening research collaboration, and expanding international partnerships. Expected outcomes and future collaboration. As a follow-up plan, we hope the results from the National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok will generate policy recommendations that the Ministry can adopt. We invite ADRI to continue collaborating with the government to oversee digital transformation policies in higher education. This synergism is expected to accelerate the realization of higher education that is excellent, innovative, and globally competitive. Digitalization in higher education is not just a trend but an urgent need to face global challenges. We cannot move forward alone. Collaboration between the government, universities, lecturers, and organizations like ADRI is the key to realizing adaptive and innovative higher education. I am confident that with a spirit of unity and strong commitment, we can elevate Indonesian higher education to a higher level. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I wish you all a successful National Working Meeting and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. May this event provide tangible contributions to developing higher education in Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Professor Dr. Satriya Sumantri Brojanegoro, Minister of Higher Education, Science, and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Minister of Social Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Drs. K.H. Saifullah Yusuf. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: The role of social empowerment in national welfare. First and foremost, let us extend our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this extraordinary forum. I would like to express my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its dedication to strengthening the role of academicians in nation building, particularly in the field of social welfare. The theme raised in this forum, the Ministry of Social Affairs Policies in Enhancing Welfare and Human Resource Capacity and ADRI's role in community service to strengthen social resilience, is highly relevant to our grand vision of building a society that is self-reliant, prosperous, and just. The importance of social empowerment for sustainable welfare. Distinguished attendees. Social welfare is not merely about providing aid, it is fundamentally about building community self-reliance to break the cycle of poverty. Social empowerment is the key to creating strong and resilient communities. As Allah SWT states in the Quran,
Wa ta'awanu, ala al-birri wa al-taqwa wa la ta'awanu, ala al-ithmi wa al-udwan.
And cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression. QS. Al-Ma'idah, 2. This verse reminds us that social goodness is a shared responsibility. The government, academicians, the business sector, and society must synergize to build strong social resilience. Ministry of Social Affairs policies in enhancing welfare and human resource capacity. The Ministry of Social Affairs remains committed to strengthening social empowerment policies with a more innovative, inclusive, and technology-based approach. Here are some strategic policies we are focusing on. 1. Transforming social assistance into social empowerment. Social assistance should not foster dependency but serve as a bridge to self-reliance. PKH, Family Hope Program, and BPNT, non-cash food assistance, are now directed toward promoting family economic empowerment. We invite universities, through ADRI, to assist beneficiary families in effectively managing aid and evolving into independent entrepreneurs. 2. Strengthening the capacity of social human resources. Social workers, program facilitators, and volunteers must continuously enhance their capacities through competency-based training in digital technology. We collaborate with educational institutions, including ADRI, to develop a social curriculum adaptive to current challenges, including technology and AI in social facilitation. 3. Digitalizing social services and utilizing AI. The digitalization of social services is our priority to improve efficiency, transparency, and the accuracy of beneficiary data. Big data and AI are used to map social needs across regions, enabling more targeted interventions. We also encourage technological innovations to help communities access social services more easily, quickly, and transparently. ADRI's role in community service for social resilience. Esteemed guests, I want to emphasize the strategic role of ADRI in strengthening social resilience in Indonesia. Academicians do not only belong in lecture halls, they must become agents of change within the community. 1. Research and innovation in strengthening social resilience. We invite ADRI to conduct strategic research in the field of social welfare, including studies on structural poverty, social vulnerability, and the impact of technology on family resilience. Research-based innovations must be translated into community empowerment programs that directly impact the welfare of the people. 2. Community service based on technology. The Tridharma of higher education, particularly community service, should leverage technology to strengthen social resilience. We encourage ADRI to develop technology-based empowerment programs, such as digital literacy training, micro-enterprise management using technology, and AI-based social facilitation. 3. Character education and social resilience. Education is not only about transferring knowledge but also about building character and social empathy. We hope ADRI continues to promote character education programs that strengthen the values of mutual cooperation, tolerance, and social solidarity among students. Students must become agents of social change capable of addressing societal challenges. Cross-sectoral coordination in social empowerment. Distinguished attendees, achieving sustainable social welfare requires cross-ministerial and cross-agency coordination. The Ministry of Social Affairs cannot operate alone but must synergize with. The Ministry of Education and Culture integrates social education and strengthens national character within the education system. The Ministry of Villages, Development of Disadvantaged Regions, and Transmigration in enhancing village community empowerment as the front line of social welfare development. The Ministry of Communication and Informatics is developing digital platforms for more effective and efficient social services. The Ministry of Health ensures that public health aspects are integral to social welfare programs. Local wisdom in digital and AI-based social empowerment. Effective social empowerment must respect and integrate local wisdom. Technology and AI should be used to strengthen local potential, not to replace existing traditions and values. 1. Utilizing AI to map local social potential. AI technology can map social and economic potential in various regions so empowerment programs can be tailored to local needs and cultures. We encourage using AI to analyze poverty patterns, social vulnerabilities, and community-based economic potential. 2. Digitalization to revitalize local wisdom. Local products, handicrafts, and micro-enterprises should be facilitated with digital technology to reach broader markets without losing their cultural essence. We hope ADRI can develop digital training programs relevant to local cultures and traditions, enabling communities to see technology as a tool to strengthen their identity. Policy development for social workers' human resources. The Ministry of Social Affairs is committed to enhancing the capacity of social workers as the frontline implementers of various social welfare programs. Social workers are not just field operatives but agents of change capable of mobilizing communities towards self-reliance and prosperity. 1. Improving qualifications and competencies of social workers. We encourage the academic advancement of social workers through formal education at universities with social welfare programs. Competency-based training is held regularly to strengthen the technical skills of social workers, including case management, community facilitation, and social disaster response. ADRI is expected to actively develop curricula and training modules relevant to current social challenges, especially in addressing rapid social changes due to technological disruptions and globalization. 2. Digital competence for social workers. Digital literacy is crucial for social workers. In this digital era, they must be able to utilize technology for data management, program monitoring, and community engagement. AI and big data will become essential tools for mapping social issues and developing effective intervention strategies. Therefore, social workers must have technological skills to work adaptively and innovatively. 3. Certification and standardization of the social work profession. The Ministry of Social Affairs promotes the certification of social workers to ensure all social personnel possess nationally recognized competencies. Professional certification bodies collaborate with universities and organizations like ADRI to develop competency standards aligned with field needs. Professional ethics is also a crucial part of social worker development. They must work with integrity, empathy, and a strong sense of social responsibility. Strategic role of social workers in strengthening social resilience. Social workers have a strategic role in strengthening social resilience within communities. When facing challenges such as poverty, unemployment, natural disasters, and social conflicts, social workers must be present as problem solvers. 1. Assisting vulnerable and marginalized communities. Social workers are at the front line in assisting vulnerable groups such as abandoned children, the elderly, persons with disabilities, and disaster victims. Their approach must be holistic and community-based, ensuring that communities receive aid and are empowered to become self-reliant. 2. Social innovation for economic empowerment. Social workers also play a role in developing social innovations for community economic empowerment. Programs such as Productive Economic Enterprises, UEP, and MSME mentoring show how social workers can drive local economies. We encourage ADRI to research and develop community-based economic empowerment models that social workers across various regions can apply. 3. The role of social workers in crisis and disaster situations. Social workers are vital in emergency response, psychosocial recovery, and social rehabilitation in crises and disasters. They must have disaster management competencies and trauma recovery skills to help communities recover from difficult situations. Collaboration with universities and ADRI. Developing social workers' human resources cannot be done in isolation. Collaboration with universities and ADRI is vital in creating a high-quality social work education and training ecosystem. 1. Developing field-relevant curricula. We encourage universities affiliated with ADRI to develop curricula that align with contemporary social challenges, including digital technology, AI, and multidisciplinary approaches in social work. Competency-based curricula must prepare graduates to enter communities with relevant and adaptive skills. 2. Research and development of social innovation. ADRI is expected to be a research hub for developing social innovations that can be implemented in various social welfare programs. We encourage collaborative research between academicians and field social workers to find solutions for complex social problems communities face. 3. Internship and community service programs. Internship and community service programs for social welfare students must be optimized to expose them to actual social conditions. The Tridharma of higher education must serve as the foundation for building a generation of social workers who are professional, ethical, and dedicated to serving communities. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I hope this national working meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will become essential momentum to strengthen the synergism between the academic world, the government, and society in supporting the development of competent and professional social workers. Let us make education, technology, and social innovation the tools to accelerate the development of just social welfare. The Tridharma of higher education must be the primary foundation for building a stronger, more prosperous, and dignified Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Drs. K.H. Sayafullah Yusuf, Minister of Social Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning / National Land Agency, ATR/BPN. Drs. Nasrun Wahid. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: Strengthening the role of ADRI in national asset preservation. First and foremost, let us extend our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this significant forum. I would like to express my utmost appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its contribution to strengthening the synergism between the academic world, the government, and society, especially in safeguarding and utilizing state assets for the welfare of the Indonesian people. Today's theme, the role of ADRI in preserving state and national assets for the welfare of the Indonesian people through the Tridharma of higher education, is highly relevant to Indonesia's sustainable agrarian, spatial planning, and land management challenges. The core responsibilities of the Ministry of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning / National Land Agency, ATR/BPN. Distinguished attendees. As the Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning / head of the National Land Agency, ATR/BPN, I am responsible for ensuring that land assets and spatial planning in Indonesia are managed effectively, efficiently, fairly, and sustainably. This ministry's main tasks and functions are focused on land administration and spatial planning that supports comprehensive national development. 1. Legislative function, formulating land and spatial planning policies and regulations. The Ministry of ATR/BPN is responsible for formulating policies and regulations related to land affairs and spatial planning, including laws, government regulations, and ministerial decrees. These regulations aim to provide legal certainty in land management, prevent disputes, and ensure land use aligns with national and regional spatial plans. ADRI is expected to contribute academic input in this legislative process, mainly through research-based policy studies to support regulations that are adaptive to social, economic, and technological changes. 2. Administrative function, public services in land affairs. Land administration includes land registration, issuance of land ownership certificates, and the creation of spatial maps. We ensure these administrative processes are carried out efficiently, transparently, and corruption-free through digitalizing land services. ADRI is expected to assist in community outreach to help people understand land administration processes, especially in regions with low legal and land literacy levels. 3. Supervision and control function, safeguarding state assets and ensuring spatial compliance. The Ministry of ATR/BPN is tasked with supervising and controlling land use and spatial planning to ensure compliance with existing regulations. This supervision includes law enforcement against spatial violations, such as unauthorized land use, encroachment on state land, and land mafia practices. ADRI can contribute through spatial mapping research and case studies related to state asset management, which can be used to strengthen supervision and control policies. 4. State asset management and optimization function. A primary focus of the ministry is managing state-owned land assets for public interest and community economic empowerment. We promote state land use for national strategic projects, infrastructure development, and community economic empowerment through programs like agrarian reform and land certification for MSMEs. ADRI can play a role in assessing the potential of state assets for use in local economic empowerment projects and providing scientific recommendations on sustainable land management. 5. Mediation and land dispute resolution function. Land disputes are one of the biggest challenges in Indonesia. The Ministry of ATR/BPN facilitates mediation and resolution of land disputes fairly and transparently. We prioritize alternative dispute resolution approaches that involve relevant parties, including indigenous communities, local governments, and the private sector. ADRI is expected to provide academic support through legal case studies on land affairs and the development of community-based mediation methods to strengthen fair and peaceful dispute resolution. 6. Digitalization and modernization of land governance function. The Ministry of ATR/BPN continues to promote digitalizing land systems to improve accessibility, transparency, and service efficiency. Programs such as Systematic Land Registration, PTSL, and Geographic Information Systems, GIS, are strategic steps in modernizing land management. ADRI can contribute to information technology research to support the development of integrated digital systems and provide digital literacy training to land officials and the public. 7. Community empowerment in land asset management function. Beyond administrative management, the Ministry of ATR/BPN empowers communities to utilize land assets productively. These efforts include assistance in land certification for farmers, management of WACF lands, and development of transmigration areas. ADRI is expected to contribute through community assistance and community service focused on economic empowerment based on land assets. 8. Spatial planning function, sustainable spatial planning and management. The Ministry of ATR/BPN is responsible for formulating and implementing national, provincial, and local spatial plans. Proper spatial planning is the foundation for sustainable development and balanced environmental management. We ensure that development follows established regional spatial plans, RTRW. ADRI can contribute to spatial planning research based on environmental data and local needs, ensuring that spatial policies are more inclusive and adaptive to climate change and community needs. 9. International cooperation in land and spatial management function. The Ministry of ATR/BPN is also involved in international cooperation related to land management, mapping, and spatial planning. We collaborate with various countries to adopt the latest technologies and best practices in land and spatial asset management. ADRI is expected to expand international research collaborations in land affairs and facilitate knowledge exchanges between Indonesian and international academicians. State asset management for public welfare. Distinguished attendees. State assets in the form of land, property, and natural resources are a legacy that must be managed wisely for the welfare of current and future generations. As the Minister of ATR/BPN, I emphasize that managing these assets is about administrative ownership and fair and sustainable utilization. 1. Agrarian reform for equitable welfare. Agrarian reform is one of the national priority programs aimed at distributing land assets fairly to the people. This program aims to provide legal certainty over land ownership, reduce social inequalities, and increase land productivity. ADRI is expected to provide assistance and research to ensure that agrarian reform is effective and aligned with the needs of communities across regions. 2. Land digitalization for transparency and efficiency. The Ministry of ATR/BPN continues to promote the digitalization of land systems to enhance transparency and efficiency and reduce corruption in state asset management. This system makes it easier for the public to access online information on land ownership status, spatial maps, and land use permits. ADRI can play a role in information technology research to support the development of better and more user-friendly digital land systems. 3. Utilizing state assets for economic empowerment. Properly managed state assets can drive national economic growth. Certified land can be used as collateral to develop micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. ADRI is expected to help communities understand how to leverage their assets to access financing and develop local economic potential. The role of the Tridharma of higher education in state asset management. Distinguished attendees. The Tridharma of higher education, research, and community service plays a strategic role in ensuring that state assets are appropriately managed for public welfare. Integrating agrarian policies with higher education will strengthen sustainable and equitable national asset governance. 1. Education to increase agrarian and spatial literacy. Universities must actively educate the younger generation on the importance of sustainable land and spatial management. Courses related to agrarian affairs, land law, and spatial planning should be strengthened in engineering or law faculties in economics, social sciences, and environmental studies. ADRI can assist in designing integrative curricula that connect theoretical knowledge with practical state asset management. 2. Research to support agrarian and spatial policies. Data-based research is essential to support effective agrarian and spatial policies. Universities can contribute through research on land mapping, land use, and the socio-economic impacts of agrarian programs. ADRI is expected to be a collaborative research hub that brings together academicians, the government, and the community to produce evidence-based policies. 3. Community service in land certification and utilization programs. Community service should focus on assisting communities in land certification processes, understanding land ownership rights, and utilizing land for productive activities. Universities can act as facilitators in helping communities understand the legal and administrative processes related to land affairs. ADRI is expected to coordinate community service programs that empower communities in asset management. Cross-sector collaboration for state asset preservation. Distinguished attendees. Effective state asset management requires cross-sector collaboration between the government, universities, businesses, and communities. This synergism ensures state assets are legally protected and economically productive. 1. Government and university collaboration in spatial and land management. The Ministry of ATR/BPN collaborates with universities to conduct academic studies that support policy formulation on spatial planning and agrarian reform. ADRI is expected to provide scientific input to support data-based policies and enhance transparency in state asset management. 2. Partnerships with businesses for productive asset utilization. State assets that are not optimally utilized can become economic burdens. Therefore, business partnerships are needed to manage these assets productively while safeguarding the public interest. ADRI can serve as a facilitator in bridging the interests of the government, businesses, and communities to create sustainable asset-based business models. 3. Community participation in asset protection and management. Communities play a key role in safeguarding and utilizing state assets. Therefore, education and community participation must be enhanced to ensure that state assets are used for the common good. ADRI is expected to assist in empowering communities to understand their rights and responsibilities related to state assets and actively participate in decision-making processes. Challenges and solutions in state asset management. Distinguished attendees. We cannot deny that there are many challenges in state asset management, from land disputes and corruption in land governance to underutilized assets. However, we can overcome these challenges with strong collaboration and a technology and education-based approach. 1. Addressing land disputes through legal certainty and mediation. One of the biggest challenges in state asset management is land disputes. The Ministry of ATR/BPN encourages dispute resolution through fair mediation and legal certainty. ADRI can assist by providing legal research and academic consultations to strengthen effective dispute resolution systems. 2. Combating corruption in land governance through digitalization. Corruption in land processes often occurs due to a lack of transparency. Therefore, digitalizing land systems is the solution to minimize corruption opportunities. ADRI is expected to help develop secure, transparent, and accessible digital systems for the public. 3. Optimizing state asset utilization for local economic empowerment. Neglected state assets are wasted potential. Through local economic empowerment programs, these assets can be transformed into sources of income for communities. ADRI is expected to assist in identifying local potentials and developing business models based on the productive and sustainable use of state assets. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I hope this national working meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference become an important momentum to strengthen the synergism between the government, universities, and communities in safeguarding and utilizing state assets for the welfare of the Indonesian people. Let us make education, research, and community service the primary foundation for building a transparent, just, and sustainable state asset management system. We believe we can realize a fair, prosperous, and globally competitive Indonesia with close collaboration. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Drs. Nusrun Wahid, Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning / National Land Agency of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech script of the Minister of Religious Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Prof. Dr. K.H. Nazaruddin Umar. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Esteemed guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: Transformative Education and Religious Moderation in the Digital Era. First and foremost, let us extend our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this blessed forum. I would like to express my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its outstanding contributions to developing science, technology, and education in our country. The theme of this forum, Transformative Education, Modern Pedagogy, AI Implementation in Achieving Indonesia EMAs, and the Ministry of Religious Affairs Policies on Strengthening Religious Moderation and Educational Innovation, is highly relevant to the challenges and opportunities we face today. Education as the main pillar of Islam. Distinguished attendees. Islam is a religion that places great emphasis on the importance of knowledge. The first revelation sent down to Prophet Muhammad SAW was a command to read. Iqra bismi rabbika alladzi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord who created. QS. Al-Alaq, 1. This verse highlights that education and the pursuit of knowledge are fundamental in Islam. Knowledge is a means to understand the world and a path to bring oneself closer to Allah SWT. The Prophet Muhammad SAW said, Talabul ilmi farid haytan ala kulli Muslim. Seeking knowledge is obligatory for every Muslim. H.R. Ibn Majah. With this foundation, transforming education becomes a collective obligation, especially in the era of technology and artificial intelligence, AI. Religious moderation as the foundation of transformative education. Dear colleagues, the Ministry of Religious Affairs promotes religious moderation as a core principle in building a peaceful, tolerant, and inclusive society. Moderation does not mean diluting religious teachings but rather maintaining a balance between personal faith and social responsibility as part of a diverse religious community. Allah SWT says in the Quran, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. And thus we have made you a just and balanced nation. QS. Al-Baqarah, 143. A wasathaya, moderate, community can balance tradition, modernity, faith, and knowledge. Our challenge is integrating modern technologies like AI into education without neglecting spiritual values and local wisdom. AI implementation in Islamic education and religious moderation. We must be wise and proactive in facing technological advancements, especially artificial intelligence, AI. This technology is not meant to replace human roles but to enhance our intellectual and spiritual capacities in addressing the challenges of our time. 1. AI for expanding access to Islamic education. AI-based online learning can extend educational access to remote areas, including pesantren and madrasas, which require strengthened technological infrastructure. AI can be used to develop customized learning materials, including interactive teachings in Quranic studies, tafsir, interpretation, and fiqh, Islamic jurisprudence. 2. AI in strengthening religious moderation. AI technology can help map religious narratives on social media and detect early signs of radicalism or extremism, enabling us to respond with moderate and inclusive educational approaches. AI-driven religious content can also spread peaceful and tolerant dawah, Islamic preaching, reaching younger generations who are more familiar with the technology. 3. Ethics in the use of technology. While AI offers many benefits, we must maintain ethical considerations when using it. Allah SWT reminds us in the Quran. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart, all those will be questioned. QS. Al-Isra, 36. Therefore, the use of AI in education must always be directed towards the greater good, ensuring it supports humanity and upholds Islamic values. Ministry of Religious Affairs Policies to support educational innovation. Esteemed guests. The Ministry of Religious Affairs is committed to continuously strengthening innovation in religious education through several strategic policies. 1. Digitalization of religious education. Strengthening digital infrastructure in madrasas and pesantren's to ensure equitable access to technology. Developing AI-based learning platforms that integrate religious and national values. 2. Strengthening religious moderation in educational institutions. Conducting training and workshops for teachers and lecturers to integrate religious moderation into curricula and teaching methods. Encouraging research in universities on the role of technology in supporting moderate and inclusive religious education. 3. Collaboration with universities and ADRI. The ministry encourages collaboration with ADRI and universities to strengthen religious research, develop technology-based curricula, and engage in community service to foster tolerance and social harmony. Islamic higher education policies. As mentioned, education is the primary foundation for building a civilization. Islamic higher education plays a crucial role in preparing future leaders who are intellectually capable, morally upright, and moderate. The Ministry of Religious Affairs is committed to continuously developing Islamic higher education institutions, PTKI, both public and private, to become centers of excellence in science and technology grounded in Islamic values. 1. Improving the academic quality of PTKI. We continue to encourage the accreditation and standardization of curricula across all Islamic higher education institutions to align with global developments without compromising Islamic values. Islamic higher education must adapt to modern technologies like AI while maintaining a strong Islamic identity. 2. Internationalization of Islamic higher education. One of our focuses is to open international cooperation channels for PTKI with leading universities worldwide. This is essential to introduce moderate Islamic thought globally and strengthen Indonesia's role as a peaceful and tolerant Islamic civilization center. Student exchange programs, joint research initiatives, and international conferences like the one we are attending today are part of efforts to strengthen these global networks. Faculty development policies for PTKI and PTAIS. Esteemed guests. Lecturers are the cornerstone of educational transformation. Therefore, developing the competencies of lecturers in private Islamic higher education institutions, PTAIS, and public PTKI is a priority in the Ministry of Religious Affairs policies. 1. Enhancing academic and professional qualifications of lecturers. We encourage lecturers to continuously improve their academic qualifications to the doctoral level domestically and internationally. Scholarships and educational assistance programs for PTAIS lecturers are also being enhanced. In addition to academic qualifications, lecturers must possess technological competencies to integrate AI and digitalization into teaching processes. 2. Strengthening lecturers' research capacities. Research focusing on developing Islamic knowledge and technology is a top priority. We provide research funding for interdisciplinary studies that combine Islamic studies with science and technology. Lecturers are encouraged to publish scholarly works in reputable international journals, thus increasing the global recognition of academic contributions from PTKI and PTAIS. 3. Strengthening the Tridharma of higher education. Beyond teaching and research, community service is a key focus for lecturer development. PTAIS lecturers must become agents of societal change, particularly in promoting moderate, tolerant, and peaceful Islamic values. We encourage lecturers to engage in technology-based community empowerment programs and social innovation initiatives, especially in regions that require strengthened religious moderation. Challenges and future outlook. Distinguished attendees. We face significant challenges in this era of globalization and digitalization. However, with strong collaboration between the government, academia, and society, we can transform Islamic higher education institutions into centers of excellence that produce intelligent, ethical, and innovative generations. Allah SWT says in the Quran, Allah will raise those who have believed among you and those who were given knowledge by degrees. QS Al-Mujadillah, 11. This verse motivates us to continue striving in education because knowledge is the light that illuminates our path towards Rahmatan lil Alamin, a mercy to all creation. Closing remarks. In conclusion, I hope this national working meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference serve as an important momentum to strengthen the synergism between the academic world and the government in building Islamic higher education that is excellent and moderate. Let us make technology and artificial intelligence tools for accelerating educational transformation, without neglecting the spiritual and national values that define us as Indonesians. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Prof. Dr. K.H. Nazaruddin Umar, Minister of Religious Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Naskah Pidato Kepala Pusat Pendidikan dan Pelatihan, Pusdiklat, Kementerian Agamari. Dr. H. Mastuki H.S. Dalam Rakernas Adri Dan International Conference Adri 30. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Yang saya hormati. Ketua DPP ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley beserta jajaran. Para akademisi, peneliti, dan dosen dari berbagai perguruan tinggi di Indonesia. Para narasumber dan peserta rapat kerja nasional Adri dan International Conference Adri 30 di Bangkok. Hadirin sekalian yang saya banggakan. Hadirin yang saya hormati.
Sebagai Kepala Pusat Pendidikan dan Pelatihan, Pusdiklat, Kementerian Agama RI, saya memiliki tanggung jawab untuk memastikan bahwa sumber daya manusia, SDM, di lingkungan Kementerian Agama, termasuk guru, dosen, tenaga kependidikan, dan aparatur sipil negara, ASN, mendapatkan pelatihan yang sesuai dengan kebutuhan zaman. Tugas pokok dan fungsi, tupoksi, Pusdiklat mencakup berbagai aspek penting dalam peningkatan kualitas pendidikan dan pelatihan di lingkungan Kementerian Agama.
1. Fungsi Pengembangan dan Pelaksanaan Pendidikan dan Pelatihan. Pusdiklat Kemenak bertanggung jawab dalam merancang, mengembangkan, dan melaksanakan program pendidikan dan pelatihan untuk meningkatkan kompetensi guru, dosen, tenaga kependidikan, dan aparatur Kemenak di semua tingkatan. Program pelatihan mencakup kompetensi pedagogik, profesional, sosial, dan kepribadian, serta penguatan literasi digital untuk menjawab tantangan revolusi industri 4.0. Adri diharapkan dapat berperan aktif dalam mendukung pengembangan modul pelatihan berbasis riset dan kebutuhan retail di lapangan. 2. Fungsi pengembangan kurikulum dan materi pelatihan berbasis teknologi. Pusdiklat memiliki tugas untuk mengembangkan kurikulum pelatihan yang relevan dengan perkembangan teknologi dan kebutuhan pendidikan keagamaan.
Ini termasuk integrasi teknologi digital dalam pembelajaran, seperti pemanfaatan Learning Management System, LMS, Artificial Intelligence, AI, dan Big Data dalam proses pendidikan dan administrasi. Adri dapat memberikan kontribusi dalam penelitian dan pengembangan kurikulum pelatihan berbasis teknologi yang mampu meningkatkan kualitas SDM pendidikan di lingkungan Kemenak.
3. Fungsi Sertifikasi dan Standarisasi Kompetensi SDM Pendidikan.
Pusdiklat Kemenak bertanggung jawab dalam sertifikasi kompetensi untuk guru, dosen, dan tenaga kependidikan di bawah naungan Kementerian Agama. Sertifikasi ini bertujuan untuk memastikan bahwa setiap pendidik memiliki kompetensi yang sesuai dengan standar nasional dan internasional. Adri diharapkan dapat mendukung proses standarisasi dan sertifikasi ini melalui kajian akademik dan bimbingan teknis bagi calon peserta sertifikasi.
4. Fungsi monitoring, evaluasi, dan pengembangan mutu pelatihan. Pusdiklat Kemenag memiliki tugas untuk melakukan monitoring dan evaluasi terhadap pelaksanaan program pendidikan dan pelatihan guna memastikan kualitas output dan outcome yang dihasilkan. Evaluasi ini dilakukan secara berkala untuk mengukur efektivitas pelatihan, serta memberikan rekomendasi untuk perbaikan berkelanjutan. Adri dapat berkontribusi dalam penelitian evaluasi pendidikan untuk membantu mengembangkan sistem monitoring berbasis data analitik yang lebih akurat dan komprehensif. 5. Fungsi peningkatan kompetensi ASN di lingkungan Kemenag. Selain untuk tenaga pendidik, Pusdiklat Kemenag juga bertanggungjawab untuk meningkatkan kompetensi ASN di lingkungan Kementerian Agama, baik di tingkat pusat maupun daerah.
Pelatihan ini mencakup penguatan etika birokrasi, keterampilan kepemimpinan, dan penguasaan teknologi informasi untuk menunjang tugas administrasi dan pelayanan publik. Adri diharapkan dapat menjadi mitra strategis dalam menyediakan materi pelatihan kepemimpinan dan manajemen pemerintahan berbasis riset.
6. Fungsi pengembangan digitalisasi pendidikan Keagamaan.
Pusdiklat Kemenag bertugas untuk mendorong digitalisasi sistem pendidikan keagamaan melalui pengembangan platform pembelajaran digital, konten edukasi berbasis teknologi, dan sistem administrasi pendidikan yang terintegrasi.
Tujuannya adalah untuk meningkatkan aksesibilitas pendidikan keagamaan yang inklusif, terutama di daerah 3T, terdepan, terluar, tertinggal. Adri dapat berperan dalam membantu pengembangan teknologi pendidikan dan infrastruktur digital di lingkungan Kemenag, serta memberikan pelatihan kepada pendidik dalam pemanfaatan teknologi pembelajaran. 7. Fungsi penguatan moderasi beragama dalam pendidikan. Salah satu fokus utama Pusdiklat Kemenag adalah memperkuat moderasi beragama di kalangan pendidik dan peserta didik melalui pelatihan yang berbasis pada nilai-nilai toleransi, inklusivitas, dan keberagaman.
Program pelatihan ini bertujuan untuk mencegah radikalisme dan intoleransi di lingkungan pendidikan keagamaan.
Adri diharapkan dapat berkontribusi dalam penelitian dan pengembangan modul moderasi beragama serta mendukung diseminasi nilai-nilai moderasi di perguruan tinggi keagamaan. 8. Fungsi pengembangan kompetensi global dan kolaborasi internasional. Pusdiklat Kemenag mendorong internasionalisasi pendidikan keagamaan melalui program pertukaran dosen, kerjasama internasional, dan pengembangan kurikulum yang berstandar global. Dosen dan pendidik di lingkungan Kemenag diharapkan mampu bersaing di tingkat internasional dengan menguasai teknologi, bahasa asing, dan memiliki wawasan global dalam pendidikan keagamaan. Adri diharapkan dapat memfasilitasi kerjasama internasional dan pengembangan kapasitas dosen untuk meningkatkan daya saing global pendidikan keagamaan di Indonesia. 9. Fungsi peningkatan riset dan inovasi pendidikan Keagamaan.
Pusdiklat Kemenag bertanggung jawab dalam meningkatkan kualitas riset dan inovasi di bidang pendidikan keagamaan melalui pendanaan riset, pelatihan metodologi penelitian, dan publikasi ilmiah.
Kami mendorong perguruan tinggi keagamaan untuk aktif dalam penelitian interdisipliner yang menggabungkan kajian keislaman dengan teknologi dan ilmu sosial.
Adri diharapkan dapat mendampingi proses peningkatan kapasitas riset di lingkungan PTKI dan TIS melalui pelatihan penelitian, workshop penulisan ilmiah, dan pendampingan publikasi internasional.
10. Fungsi pengabdian kepada masyarakat berbasis teknologi dan kearifan lokal. Pusdiklat Kemenag juga memiliki fungsi untuk mendorong pengabdian kepada masyarakat yang berbasis pada pemanfaatan teknologi dan pelestarian kearifan lokal. Program pengabdian ini mencakup pendampingan masyarakat dalam pengembangan ekonomi syariah, pemberdayaan pesantren berbasis teknologi, dan penguatan peran pendidikan agama dalam pembangunan komunitas. Adri dapat berperan dalam merancang model pengabdian masyarakat yang mengintegrasikan teknologi digital dengan nilai-nilai lokal, sehingga lebih relevan dan berdampak di masyarakat. Naskah Pidato Kepala Pusat Pendidikan dan Pelatihan, Pusdiklat, Kementerian Agama RI. Dr. H. Mastuki H.S. Dalam Rakernas Adri dan International Conference Adri 30. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam kebajikan. Yang saya hormati. Ketua DPP Adri, Profesor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodli beserta jajaran. Para akademisi, peneliti, dan dosen dari berbagai perguruan tinggi di Indonesia. Para narasumber dan peserta rapat kerja nasional Adri dan International Conference Adri 30 di Bangkok. Hadirin sekalian yang saya banggakan. Pendahuluan, pendidikan agama dalam era transformasi digital.
Puji syukur kita panjatkan kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Tuhan yang Maha Esa, karena atas rahmat dan karunia-Nya, kita dapat berkumpul dalam forum yang luar biasa ini. Saya menyampaikan apresiasi yang setinggi-tingginya kepada Perkumpulan Ahli dan Dosen Republik Indonesia, Adri, yang terus berkontribusi dalam memperkuat ekosistem pendidikan dan pengembangan SDM melalui Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi. Tema yang kita angkat hari ini, kebijakan digitalisasi pendidikan di semua jenjang dan penguatan pendidikan tinggi Islam, dosen, dan perguruan tinggi keagamaan Islam swasta, TIS, sangat relevan dengan tantangan yang kita hadapi di era disrupsi digital dan revolusi industri 4.0. Pendidikan Islam, sebagai bagian integral dari sistem pendidikan nasional, harus mampu beradaptasi dengan perkembangan zaman, tanpa kehilangan identitas dan nilai-nilai luhur yang menjadi fondasi pendidikan keagamaan.
Transformasi digital dalam pendidikan keagamaan. Hadirin yang saya hormati.
Transformasi digital telah mengubah cara kita mengakses dan menyampaikan ilmu pengetahuan. Kementerian Agama RI, melalui Pusat Pendidikan dan Pelatihan, Pusdiklat, terus mendorong digitalisasi pendidikan, baik di madrasah, pesantren, perguruan tinggi keagamaan Islam, PTKI, maupun lembaga pendidikan keagamaan lainnya.
1. Digitalisasi pembelajaran di pendidikan keagamaan. Pengembangan Learning Management System, LMS, di madrasah dan perguruan tinggi keagamaan untuk mendukung pembelajaran daring yang lebih fleksibel dan inklusif. Penguatan konten digital keislaman yang kredibel dan berbasis moderasi beragama, agar peserta didik mendapatkan pemahaman agama yang komprehensif dan toleran.
Adri diharapkan dapat memberikan masukan akademis untuk pengembangan model pembelajaran digital yang sesuai dengan konteks pendidikan Islam di Indonesia.
2. Penguatan kompetensi digital bagi dosen dan guru pendidikan agama. Kementerian Agama RI telah meluncurkan program pelatihan berbasis digital bagi dosen, guru, dan tenaga kependidikan di lingkungan PTKI dan madrasah.
Tujuannya adalah agar para pendidik memiliki literasi digital, mampu menggunakan AI dalam pembelajaran, serta mengintegrasikan teknologi dalam metodologi pengajaran mereka.
Adri dapat berperan dalam mendukung pengembangan kurikulum pelatihan berbasis digital untuk para pendidik di bidang pendidikan agama. 3. Pemanfaatan AI dan Big Data dalam pengelolaan pendidikan keagamaan.
Kementerian Agama RI mendorong penggunaan Artificial Intelligence, AI, dan Big Data dalam pemetaan kualitas pendidikan keagamaan. Analisis data digunakan untuk mengidentifikasi kesenjangan mutu pendidikan, meningkatkan akses pendidikan berkualitas, dan merancang kebijakan berbasis data.
Adri diharapkan dapat membantu dalam riset dan pengembangan AI untuk pendidikan keagamaan, termasuk analisis perilaku belajar peserta didik berbasis teknologi. Peningkatan mutu pendidikan tinggi Islam dan PTKIS. Hadirin yang saya banggakan.
Selain transformasi digital, peningkatan mutu pendidikan tinggi Islam dan perguruan tinggi keagamaan Islam swasta, TIS, menjadi prioritas dalam kebijakan pendidikan tinggi Islam.
1. Penguatan kapasitas dosen dan SDM akademik.
Dosen di PTKI dan TIS perlu diberikan fasilitas peningkatan kompetensi melalui pelatihan berbasis teknologi, sertifikasi dosen digital, serta program pertukaran akademik dengan universitas internasional.
Adri diharapkan dapat menjadi jembatan dalam membangun jejaring akademik global yang memperkuat daya saing dosen PTKI di tingkat internasional. 2. Modernisasi kurikulum pendidikan tinggi Islam.
Kurikulum di PTKI dan TIS perlu beradaptasi dengan tuntutan zaman dengan menambahkan mata kuliah terkait AI, teknologi digital, dan ekonomi syariah berbasis digital.
Pengembangan program studi interdisipliner, seperti Islamic Digital Studies atau teknologi dan kajian keislaman, dapat menjadi langkah strategis dalam menghadapi revolusi digital.
Adri dapat berkontribusi dalam merancang kurikulum berbasis digital yang tetap mempertahankan nilai-nilai Islam sebagai landasan pendidikan.
3. Penguatan penelitian dan publikasi ilmiah di PTKIS.
Kementerian Agama RI mendorong peningkatan jumlah penelitian dan publikasi ilmiah di TIS agar lebih kompetitif secara global. Dukungan diberikan melalui hibah penelitian keagamaan berbasis digital, serta penguatan jurnal ilmiah keislaman yang bereputasi internasional. Adri dapat membantu dalam mendampingi peningkatan kualitas publikasi akademik dengan menghubungkan TIS dengan jurnal internasional terindeks.
Kolaborasi perguruan tinggi dan pemerintah dalam meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan keagamaan. Hadirin yang saya hormati. Peningkatan kualitas pendidikan keagamaan tidak dapat dilakukan sendiri oleh pemerintah. Dibutuhkan sinergi antara pemerintah, perguruan tinggi, dan dunia usaha untuk menciptakan ekosistem pendidikan keagamaan yang unggul dan berdaya saing global. 1. Kolaborasi pemerintah dan perguruan tinggi dalam riset keagamaan digital. Kementerian Agama RI mengajak perguruan tinggi untuk berkolaborasi dalam riset moderasi beragama, pendidikan Islam berbasis digital, dan pemanfaatan AI dalam kajian keislaman. Adri diharapkan dapat memfasilitasi kerjasama antara akademisi dan pemerintah dalam penelitian kebijakan pendidikan keagamaan. 2. Kementerian dengan dunia usaha untuk pengembangan teknologi pendidikan keagamaan.
Kemitraan dengan dunia industri diperlukan untuk mengembangkan platform pembelajaran digital Islami yang menarik dan berbasis teknologi mutakhir. Adri dapat menjembatani kerja sama antara universitas, industri, dan pemerintah untuk menciptakan ekosistem edutech Islam yang inovatif.
Penyetop.
Dengan tugas pokok dan fungsi yang luas ini, Pusdiklat Kementerian Agama RI berkomitmen untuk terus meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan keagamaan di Indonesia, baik melalui pengembangan kompetensi pendidik, digitalisasi pendidikan, maupun penguatan moderasi beragama. Namun, kami tidak bisa berjalan sendiri. Kolaborasi dengan perguruan tinggi, khususnya melalui Perkumpulan Ahli dan Dosen Republik Indonesia, Adri, sangat penting untuk memastikan bahwa setiap kebijakan dan program pelatihan yang kami jalankan berbasis pada riset ilmiah dan kebutuhan masyarakat.
Mari kita bersama-sama membangun pendidikan keagamaan yang adaptif, inovatif, dan berdaya saing global, dengan tetap menjaga nilai-nilai keislaman dan kearifan lokal sebagai fondasi utama. Dengan sinergi yang kuat, kita yakin dapat mewujudkan pendidikan Islam di Indonesia sebagai pusat keunggulan di era digital ini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Tara Casey. Dr. H. Mastuki H.S. Kepala Pusat Pendidikan dan Pelatihan, Pusdiklat, Kementerian Agama RI. Speech script of the Rector of Universitas Indonesia. Prof. Dr. Adri Hermansyah. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: The role of higher education in problem solving and innovation. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this prestigious forum. I would like to extend my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, which has been a driving force in advancing higher education and the development of science in our country. The theme we are addressing today, higher education and the academic community in problem solving by utilizing original intelligence and artificial intelligence towards a world-class university, is highly relevant to the challenges we face in this era of globalization and the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The role of higher education in problem solving and innovation. Distinguished attendees. Universities are not only centers for the development of knowledge but also agents of social change capable of providing real solutions to the challenges faced by society. In this context, problem solving is at the core of all academic activities, including education, research, and community service. 1. Integrating original intelligence and artificial intelligence in higher education. Original intelligence, born from critical and analytical thinking, must go hand in hand with artificial intelligence, AI, as a tool to solve complex problems. At Universitas Indonesia, UI, we have integrated AI into various study programs to enhance the effectiveness of learning and broaden research horizons. ADRI is expected to encourage all higher education institutions to follow suit, enabling Indonesian higher education to compete globally. 2. Multidisciplinary-based problem solving. The world's current problems are complex and require multidisciplinary approaches. Universities should be places where disciplines collaborate to find innovative solutions to global issues, such as climate change, public health, and food security. As an organization that brings together academics from various scientific backgrounds, ADRI has a strategic role in strengthening cross-disciplinary collaboration to address national and global challenges. 3. Strengthening research and innovation for sustainable development. Research and innovation are the heart of higher education. At UI, we continue to promote research that is not only theoretical but also applicative and directly impacts society. ADRI can play a role in strengthening research networks among universities, both nationally and internationally, to foster sustainable, solution-oriented innovations. Towards a world-class university, challenges and strategies. Distinguished attendees. Achieving world-class university status is not the final goal but part of transforming higher education to face global challenges. Several aspects must be considered to achieve this. 1. Internationalization of higher education. International collaboration is key to strengthening universities' positions globally. UI continues to expand its network of collaborations with leading universities worldwide through student and faculty exchanges, collaborative research, and international conferences like the one we are attending today. ADRI has great potential to encourage Indonesian universities to be more active in establishing international partnerships and promoting research and innovation at the global level. 2. Enhancing the quality of academic human resources in students. Lecturers and researchers are the main driving forces in realizing a world-class university. Therefore, we continuously promote the improvement of lecturers' academic qualifications and competencies through continuous professional development programs. Students must also be trained to have critical thinking, creativity, and adaptability to change. AI can enrich learning methods and help students maximize their potential. 3. Utilizing technology for educational transformation. Digitalization of education is a strategic step to improve the efficiency and quality of higher education. AI-based learning management systems, LMS, can help personalize learning according to individual student needs. ADRI is expected to pioneer the development of digital learning platforms that all universities in Indonesia can use to accelerate educational transformation towards international standards. The role of the academic community in addressing global challenges. Distinguished attendees. The academic community's role is not limited to classrooms or laboratories but must extend to society. Universities must be present in the community as agents of change capable of providing real solutions to various social, economic, and environmental challenges. 1. Community service based on innovation and technology. Community service should aim to empower communities through the use of technology and innovation. ADRI plays an important role in encouraging community service programs based on applied research that can directly impact society. AI and digital technology can be leveraged to solve social issues like poverty, public health, and education in underdeveloped areas. 2. Character education and global leadership. Besides intellectual development, universities are also responsible for shaping students' character and leadership. Character education based on integrity, ethics, and social responsibility must be integral to higher education curricula. We hope ADRI can encourage the development of global leadership programs in universities to prepare Indonesia's youth to become future leaders who can compete internationally. Local wisdom as an identity in global education. Distinguished attendees. In our pursuit of becoming world-class universities, we must not forget local wisdom as part of our national identity. Higher education in Indonesia must integrate local values with global innovations to create a unique educational model relevant to community needs. 1. Integration of local wisdom in higher education curricula. Local wisdom can inspire the development of curricula and contextual learning methods. At UI, we have developed various study programs that combine local knowledge with modern scientific approaches. ADRI is expected to encourage other universities to do the same, ensuring that higher education in Indonesia is not only aligned with international standards but also deeply rooted in local culture and traditions. 2. Research on local wisdom for global innovation. Research on local wisdom should be directed toward finding solutions to global problems, such as environmental sustainability, traditional health practices, and regional economic empowerment. ADRI can become a research hub facilitating collaboration among academics, the government, and communities to develop sustainable development models based on local wisdom. Additional responsibilities as university leaders and the academic community. Distinguished attendees. As the Rector of Universitas Indonesia, I bear the administrative responsibility of ensuring smooth campus operations and have the additional duty of leading and inspiring the academic community in facing global challenges. Leadership in academia requires a clear vision, strong commitment, and the ability to drive change across all aspects of campus life. 1. Being a role model in academic leadership. As a university leader, I am expected to exemplify integrity, ethics, and professionalism. Academic leadership is about administration and fostering an academic culture that encourages creativity, innovation, and collaboration. The rector is responsible for ensuring that academic values such as freedom of thought, intellectual rigor, and scientific independence are maintained amidst the changing times. 2. Driving adaptive and responsive higher education transformation. Higher education must adapt to global changes. As a university leader, I ensure UI can respond to global challenges such as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, climate change, and technological disruption. Curriculum transformation, the development of learning technologies, and the internationalization of study programs are part of our strategy to keep UI relevant and competitive globally. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will be an important momentum to strengthen the synergism between universities, the government, and society in realizing globally competitive higher education that directly impacts society's well-being. As a university leader, I believe collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to academic values are key to building world-class universities capable of competing globally and contributing meaningfully to national development. Let us make education, research, and innovation the tools to accelerate national transformation while honoring local wisdom as part of our national identity. The Tridharma of higher education must be the cornerstone in building an excellent, competitive, and dignified Indonesia on the global stage. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Prof. Dr. Adri Hermansyah, Rector of Universitas Indonesia. Speech of the Head of the National Strategic Policy Agency, BKSDN, Ministry of Home Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Yusharto Hantoyongo. At the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: Strategic Policy Formulation to Strengthen Governance. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this enthusiastic forum to discuss the direction of national development. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for their continuous contributions to strengthening academic capacity and community service across various sectors of life. The theme of today's discussion, the role of BKSDN in formulating strategic policies for human resource development and strengthening ADRI's role in community engagement to achieve effective governance, aligns with our joint efforts to enhance governance at all levels, from central to regional governments. Strategic Policy Formulation for Strengthening Governance. Distinguished attendees. As the National Strategic Policy Agency, BKSDN, we are responsible for formulating policies that are not merely administrative but have a tangible impact on improving human resource (HR) capacity within both government and society. 1. Enhancing the capacity of regional government human resources. One of the biggest challenges in regional autonomy is the disparity in HR capacity across different regions. Therefore, we focus on crafting policies that support continuous training for regional government officials, especially in management, financial governance, and participatory development planning. Universities, through ADRI, have a strategic role as partners in strengthening the capacity of regional apparatuses, particularly in designing training programs tailored to local needs. 2. Strengthening governance based on technology and innovation. Digital governance is an integral part of our strategic policies. E-government and innovative governance are pillars of effective, efficient, and transparent governance. We encourage using artificial intelligence, AI, in government data management, data-driven policymaking, and real-time monitoring of policy evaluations. 3. Inclusive and participatory approaches in policy formulation. Effective strategic policies must be inclusive. We ensure that policy formulation involves various stakeholders, including civil society, academia, and the private sector. ADRI is expected to actively provide academic studies and strategic input based on scientific research to support targeted and sustainable policies. The role of ADRI in strengthening governance and community engagement. Distinguished guests. As an academic community, ADRI holds a crucial role not only in the development of knowledge but also in the implementation of public policies through sustainable community engagement. 1. Enhancing the capacity of village and regional governments through community engagement. We encourage ADRI to develop community service programs that assist local governments, particularly in villages, in development planning, budget management, and effective public services. The Tridharma of higher education must be a powerful tool to strengthen local bureaucracies and help them manage resources effectively and accountably. 2. Policy research to support good governance. ADRI is expected to continue conducting policy research based on evidence-based policy to provide recommendations to the government in formulating targeted policies. Collaboration between academia and government is essential to produce innovative and adaptive policies, including addressing the challenges of globalization and digitalization. 3. Utilizing technology to strengthen governance. Digital technology and AI must be utilized to support transparency and accountability in governance. We hope ADRI can develop technology-based governance models that can be implemented in various regions. Moreover, digital literacy training for local government officials and communities is essential to ensure that all parties can adapt to the digital transformation in governance. Cross-sectoral synergy in public policy formulation. Distinguished attendees. In our efforts to strengthen governance, cross-sectoral synergism is vital. No single institution or ministry can work in isolation. Therefore, BKSDN continuously promotes collaboration with various stakeholders. 1. The Ministry of Home Affairs coordinates regional governance to ensure that strategic policies are well implemented at the regional level. 2. The Ministry of Communication and Information Technology to support digital governance through the enhancement of technological infrastructure and digital literacy. 3. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology to enhance HR capacity in governance through education and research-based training. 4. ADRI in universities to provide academic input, policy research, and technical assistance in the field. Local wisdom in technology-based public policy implementation. Distinguished guests. While we advance towards digital governance, we must not forget local wisdom as a crucial part of our national identity. Effective public policies integrate technological innovation with the local values present in society. 1. Integrating local wisdom into governance. We encourage regional governments to adopt technology without neglecting local wisdom. For instance, technology can enhance efficiency in managing natural resources but must still respect cultural values and local traditions. ADRI is expected to conduct academic studies on integrating local wisdom into technology-based public policies. 2. Involving local communities in government digitalization. The digitalization of governance must involve local communities to ensure the transformation process is inclusive. Digital literacy training must be tailored to local communities' cultural context and needs. We hope ADRI can develop technology-based training modules relevant to local cultures and the challenges of each region. The role of BKSDN in strategic policy research and development. Distinguished attendees. As the National Strategic Policy Agency, BKSDN, we must formulate research-based and data-driven policies to strengthen governance at all levels, from central to village administrations. 1. Strengthening strategic policies at the central government level. At the central level, BKSDN formulates macro policies that support effective and efficient governance. We conduct cross-sectoral policy analysis to ensure that every policy decision positively impacts national development. Our policy research includes performance evaluations of ministries/agencies, optimization of public budgets, and enhancing interagency coordination at the central level. 2. Policy development at the regional government level. Decentralization provides significant autonomy for regional governments to manage their affairs. However, without strong strategic policies, decentralization can lead to inequality. BKSDN assists regions in crafting contextual policies tailored to local needs, including budget management, public services, and infrastructure development. ADRI plays a vital role in providing academic guidance and policy research in the regions, ensuring that policies are efficient and sustainable. 3. Policy formulation for village governance. Villages are the cornerstone of national development. The substantial village funds must be appropriately managed to promote economic independence and community empowerment. BKSDN conducts policy research to ensure that village governments have adequate capacity in development planning, village fund management, and community services. Universities under ADRI are expected to assist villages through community engagement programs to strengthen village apparatus capacity and empower local communities. Conclusion. In closing, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will be a crucial momentum to strengthen the synergism between BKSDN, ADRI, and all stakeholders in developing innovative, research-based, and community-responsive public policies. Let us harness education, research, and technology as tools to accelerate the development of effective governance while honoring local wisdom as part of our national identity. The Tridharma of higher education must be the cornerstone in strengthening the capacity of central, regional, and village governments across Indonesia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Yusharto Hantoyongo. Head of the National Strategic Policy Agency, BKSDN, Ministry of Home Affairs. Speech of the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Reza Patria. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: Strengthening Human Resource Capacity to Advance Village Development. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this extraordinary forum. I would also like to extend my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its unwavering commitment to fostering academic capacity building and its significant role in community engagement. The theme of today's conference, the Ministry of Home Affairs Policy in Enhancing Human Resource Capacity and ADRI's Role in Community Engagement to Advance Villages, is highly relevant to our national development agenda, particularly within the framework of decentralization and regional autonomy, which serve as key pillars in accelerating grassroots development. Strengthening human resource capacity to reinforce regional autonomy. Distinguished guests. Since the implementation of regional autonomy, the central government has granted greater authority to local governments to manage their own affairs. However, this autonomy will only be effective if accompanied by enhancing human resource capacity, especially at the village and sub-district levels. As Law No. 6 of 2014 on villages outlined, villages hold a strategic role in national development. Villages are no longer objects of development but have become subjects of development, empowered to be independent and competitive. 1. Enhancing the capacity of village government apparatus. The Ministry of Home Affairs continuously promotes the improvement of village government apparatus capacity through managerial training, village financial management, and participatory development planning. Universities, through ADRI, are expected to be strategic partners in providing assistance and training to village officials, particularly in managing village funds transparently and with accountability. 2. Strengthening local leadership based on local wisdom. Leadership at the village level must consider local wisdom values that reflect the community's identity. Strong leadership can accommodate local traditions while promoting innovation for village progress. ADRI is encouraged to conduct academic research and assist in integrating local wisdom into modern and effective village governance practices. 3. Utilizing technology and digitalization in village governance. In this digital era, villages must leverage information technology to improve efficiency and transparency in governance. Digital village information systems enable communities to monitor development processes in their areas directly. Artificial intelligence, AI, and big data can be utilized to map village needs and potentials, ensuring that development is more targeted. We encourage ADRI to develop technology training programs for village officials and the broader community. ADRI's role in community engagement to advance villages. Distinguished guests. Villages are the heart of national development. When villages are strong, Indonesia will be strong. Therefore, university community engagement must be directed towards strengthening village capacity in various aspects. 1. Assistance in village fund management. The substantial village funds must be managed properly to benefit the community truly. ADRI can provide technical assistance to village governments in managing these funds, from planning and implementation to reporting. Community engagement can also focus on empowering village-owned enterprises, BUMs, to enhance village economic independence. 2. Research and innovation for sustainable village development. Academic research should focus on solving village challenges, from agriculture and natural resource management to strengthening local economies. We encourage collaboration between ADRI, local governments, and village communities to develop sustainable village development models by utilizing existing local potentials. 3. Community empowerment based on technology and AI. Digital technology can be an effective tool for empowering village communities. Digital literacy programs should be expanded so that village communities are not left behind in this era of digitalization. AI can be used to develop more advanced village information systems, map village potentials, and assist in predicting agricultural yields and managing natural resources. Interministerial and institutional coordination in village empowerment. Distinguished guests. Village empowerment is not solely the responsibility of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Cross-ministerial and institutional coordination is crucial to ensure that existing programs complement and strengthen one another. 1. The Ministry of Villages, Development of Disadvantaged Regions, and Transmigration plays a role in developing village infrastructure and empowering village economies. 2. The Ministry of Communication and Information Technology supports the development of digital infrastructure in villages to ensure equal access to information. 3. The Ministry of Education and Culture and the Ministry of Religious Affairs enhance human resource capacity in villages through formal and non-formal education. 4. The Ministry of Social Affairs supports social protection programs and the empowerment of vulnerable groups in villages. As a platform for academicians and lecturers across Indonesia, ADRI is expected to act as a bridge between the government and the community to ensure that village empowerment programs are effective and have a tangible impact. Hopes for the future of villages in Indonesia. Dear colleagues, through synergism between the government, academia, and the community, villages in Indonesia can become centers of economic growth and social innovation. Villages will no longer be seen as underdeveloped areas but as drivers of national development. Our shared vision is to realize independent, prosperous, and sustainable villages where communities live in social justice and have equal access to education, healthcare, and technology. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will bring significant momentum to strengthen the synergism between the academic world, government, and society in supporting inclusive and sustainable village empowerment. Let us make education, technology, and innovation tools to accelerate village development while respecting local wisdom and the cultural identity that constitutes the richness of our nation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Reza Patria, Deputy Minister of Home Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech of the Minister of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Fadli Zon. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Introduction: Strengthening Culture as the Foundation of National Development. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah SWT, the Almighty God, for His blessings and grace that have allowed us to gather in this extraordinary forum. I would also like to extend my highest appreciation to the Indonesian Association of Experts and Lecturers, ADRI, for its continuous contribution to strengthening the role of academics and intellectuals in preserving national culture and integrating cultural values into education. The theme we are discussing today is highly relevant to the challenges of globalization, namely, the role of ADRI in preserving and developing national culture through the tridharma of higher education to strengthen national identity in the digital era. This theme underscores that culture is not merely a relic of the past but the foundation of our future, shaping the character of our nation as we navigate the complexities of the modern world. As the Minister of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia, I firmly believe that education, research, and community engagement must go hand in hand with cultural preservation. Without culture, our education loses its roots and identity. Without education, our culture risks becoming meaningless. Culture as a national identity in the era of globalization. Distinguished guests. We live in an era of globalization and digitalization that brings an unlimited flow of information. On the one hand, this opens up opportunities for global cultural exchange. On the other hand, it presents serious challenges, such as identity crises and the erosion of local cultural values. 1. Preserving local culture amidst globalization. Local culture is the soul of our nation. Our cultural diversity is invaluable, from batik in Java and weaving in East Nusa Tenggara to traditional dances in Papua. The Ministry of Culture is committed to preserving this cultural heritage through various programs, such as registering intangible cultural heritage, revitalizing historical sites, and integrating cultural education into schools. ADRI is expected to actively research local cultures and develop culture-based educational curricula, ensuring that our culture remains vibrant amidst the pressures of modernity. 2. Culture as a unifying instrument of the nation. Amidst the diversity of ethnicities, religions, and customs, culture is the common thread that unites us as the Indonesian nation. Values such as mutual cooperation, gotong royong, deliberation for consensus, and tolerance are integral parts of our culture that must continue to be instilled in formal and informal education. ADRI is expected to assist in research on the role of culture in strengthening social cohesion, particularly in regions prone to social conflicts. Integrating culture into the tridharma of higher education. Distinguished participants. As a cornerstone of higher education, the tridharma of higher education, which includes education, research, and community service, must be integrated with the preservation and development of national culture. 1. Culture-based education, building character and national identity. Education should not only focus on mastering science and technology but also on shaping character and cultural identity. Culture-based curricula must be strengthened at all levels of education, incorporating local content relevant to the unique cultures of each region. ADRI is expected to support the development of local culture-based curricula and integrate character education grounded in local wisdom. 2. Cultural research for innovation based on local wisdom. Cultural research should aim to preserve the past and foster innovation grounded in local wisdom. For instance, traditional architecture that is environmentally friendly can inspire modern, sustainable building designs. Traditional medicines can also be developed as part of the modern healthcare industry. ADRI is expected to drive interdisciplinary research that combines culture with science and technology, creating innovative solutions rooted in our national heritage. 3. Community engagement, empowering communities through culture. Community service should focus on empowering local communities through cultural initiatives. Programs like training in traditional crafts, revitalizing local performing arts, and developing cultural tourism can empower local economies while preserving their unique cultures. ADRI is expected to support these culture-based community service programs, involving students and lecturers in projects aimed at community empowerment. Utilizing digital technology for cultural preservation and promotion. Distinguished guests. In this digital era, technology can be an extremely powerful tool to preserve and promote our national culture globally. 1. Digitizing cultural heritage for global access. Digitizing cultural heritage, such as ancient manuscripts and traditional performances, and mapping historical sites allows younger generations to access and learn about our culture easily. Programs like virtual museums and online cultural exhibitions can showcase Indonesia's cultural richness to the international community. ADRI is expected to lead the research and development of digital technologies for cultural documentation and promotion. 2. Using social media for cultural promotion. Social media is a powerful tool for spreading culture widely and quickly. Creative content based on culture, such as short videos of traditional dances, digital folktales, or craft tutorials, can spark interest in local culture among younger generations. ADRI is expected to play a role in digital literacy training based on culture, helping local art and cultural communities leverage social media as a promotional tool. 3. Integrating artificial intelligence, AI, in cultural preservation. Artificial intelligence, AI, can analyze cultural patterns, digitize ancient texts, and reconstruct lost art or architecture. ADRI is encouraged to lead research on AI applications in cultural preservation, creating tools and platforms that simplify preserving Indonesia's cultural heritage. Culture as a driver of creative economy based on local wisdom. Distinguished participants. Culture is not just about the past, it can also be a source of economic strength by developing a creative economy based on local wisdom. 1. Developing a culture-based creative industry. Creative industries such as traditional fabric-based fashion, documentary films on local cultures, and modern ethnic music can become significant sources of income for communities. ADRI is expected to assist in researching and developing culture-based creative industries and support local art communities in professionally managing their cultural products. 2. Cultural tourism as a driver of regional economic growth. Sustainable cultural tourism can boost regional economies without harming the environment or undermining local cultural values. Cultural festivals, art exhibitions, and heritage tours should be developed with an approach that respects local wisdom. ADRI can play a role in developing cultural tourism models that strengthen local economies while preserving cultural authenticity. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will be pivotal in strengthening synergism between the government, universities, and communities in preserving and developing our national culture. Let us work together to build a technologically advanced and economically strong Indonesia yet deeply rooted in its culture. By leveraging the Tri-Dharma of higher education, technological innovation, and local wisdom-based education, we can pave the way for a bright future while honoring our cultural identity as the Indonesian nation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Fadli Zon, Minister of Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech of the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Dr. Anis Mata. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley, and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Main duties, functions, and policies of the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Distinguished guests. As the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs RI, I am entrusted with assisting the Minister of Foreign Affairs in carrying out Indonesia's diplomatic missions and managing our international relations. The Vice Minister plays a crucial role in formulating, implementing, and overseeing foreign policy, strengthening Indonesia's global position, protecting national interests, and expanding international cooperation across various fields, including education and the Tri-Dharma of higher education. These responsibilities are outlined in Presidential Regulation No. 80 of 2015 on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other relevant regulations concerning international diplomacy. (1) Assisting in the formulation of foreign policy. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs assists the Minister of Foreign Affairs in formulating foreign policies aligned with the vision and mission of the Indonesian government. These policies encompass various aspects, such as political and international diplomacy is needed to strengthen bilateral and multilateral relations. International economic cooperation, including global trade and foreign investment. Cultural and educational cooperation is needed to enhance ties between nations through educational diplomacy and cultural exchange. The Vice Minister ensures that Indonesia's national interests remain the top priority in every aspect of foreign policy. (2) Strengthening educational diplomacy and international university cooperation. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs strategically promotes international cooperation in education, including student exchanges, research collaboration, and capacity building for human resources. This policy includes building strategic partnerships between Indonesian universities and leading global institutions, encouraging student and faculty exchange programs to enhance the quality of education and broaden international academic networks, facilitating international research collaborations to boost the global competitiveness of Indonesian higher education. ADRI is expected to be a strategic partner in connecting Indonesian universities with global academic networks through the Tri-Dharma of higher education. (3) Protecting Indonesian citizens, WNI, abroad. One of the primary duties of the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs is to ensure the protection of Indonesian citizens, WNI, abroad, including those who are working, studying, or residing in other countries. This policy includes enhancing consular services for WNI, including passport processing, legal protection, and resolving labor disputes. Assisting WNI facing legal issues or who are victims of violence and discrimination abroad. Ensuring that the rights of Indonesian students and workers abroad are upheld in accordance with international law. ADRI can support this effort by researching and developing policies focused on protecting WNI, particularly concerning educational diplomacy and the rights of Indonesian students abroad. 4. Advancing economic diplomacy to support university-based innovation. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs is responsible for enhancing Indonesia's economic diplomacy, emphasizing the role of universities in driving innovation and technology. This policy includes promoting research outcomes and innovations from Indonesian universities internationally as part of economic diplomacy. Connecting universities with international industries to expand research collaborations and technology commercialization. Encouraging foreign investments in the education and research sectors in Indonesia. ADRI is expected to facilitate partnerships between Indonesian universities and international industrial partners, ensuring that research results contribute to national economic development. 5. Strengthening Indonesia's role in international organizations and global forums. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs is tasked with bolstering Indonesia's presence and influence in international organizations, such as ASEAN, the United Nations, UN, the World Trade Organization, WTO, and others. This policy includes representing Indonesia in international forums addressing global issues such as climate change, human rights, global education, and technology. Promoting Indonesia as a leading nation in Southeast Asia and at the global level. Increasing the participation of Indonesian universities in international academic forums and global conferences. ADRI is encouraged to build international cooperation networks and enhance the capacity of Indonesian academics to engage in global discussions. Six, developing foreign policy based on data and academic research. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs ensures that Indonesia's foreign policies are grounded in robust data and academic research. This policy includes promoting research in international relations to strengthen diplomatic decision-making, collaborating with universities and research institutions to craft effective and innovative foreign policies, developing a diplomatic data center to support international relations analysis. ADRI is expected to be a partner in conducting foreign policy research and providing academic recommendations to support Indonesia's diplomatic strategies. 7. Enhancing cultural and educational diplomacy as Indonesia's soft power. The Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs is also responsible for promoting cultural and educational diplomacy as key components of Indonesia's soft power. This policy includes showcasing Indonesian culture abroad through art performances, cultural exhibitions, and international festivals. Encouraging the establishment of Indonesian cultural centers worldwide to introduce language, arts, and traditions to the global audience. Developing cross-country cultural and educational exchange programs to foster international relations. ADRI can contribute to international cultural research and the development of cultural and educational exchange programs. Eight. Expanding digital diplomacy and technology capacity. In the digital era, the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs is responsible for strengthening digital diplomacy and leveraging technology in international relations. This policy includes developing digital diplomacy platforms to enhance diplomatic communications and technology-based international relations. Utilizing big data and artificial intelligence, AI, for international relations analysis and diplomatic decision-making. Boosting cyber diplomacy capacity to protect national interests in the digital sphere. ADRI is expected to engage in digital diplomacy research and develop AI-based diplomatic technologies. Strategic policies of the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs RI. As part of fulfilling these responsibilities, the following are some strategic policies that are currently being developed and will continue to be enhanced. 1. Strengthening educational diplomacy and the Tri-Dharma of higher education. Global education diplomacy programs to increase Indonesian universities' participation in international academic forums. Expanding cross-country educational cooperation to support student exchanges and collaborative research. 2. Protection of Indonesian citizens and social diplomacy. Strengthening consular services and protection for Indonesians abroad, including students and migrant workers. Social diplomacy to ensure the rights of Indonesian citizens are respected abroad. 3. Enhancing Indonesia's role in international organizations. Increasing Indonesia's representation in the UN, ASEAN, and other international organizations. Developing global cooperation networks in economics, education, and technology. 4. Cultural diplomacy as Indonesia's soft power. Establishing Indonesian cultural centers abroad to promote the language, arts, and traditions of Indonesia. Implementing cultural and educational exchange programs to strengthen international relations. 5. Developing digital diplomacy and technology. Digitalizing diplomatic relations and developing big data and AI-based diplomatic technologies. Strengthening cyber diplomacy to protect national interests in the digital space. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference will be an important platform to strengthen international collaboration in education, research, and community engagement. The Tri-Dharma of higher education is not only the foundation of national education but also a strategic diplomatic tool that can elevate Indonesia's position on the global stage. Let us work together to build strong global academic networks, leverage digital technology and AI, and strengthen educational diplomacy to create a globally competitive and renowned Indonesia for its quality education. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Anis Mata, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Speech of the Chairman of Commission C on Education and Human Resources Development, HRD. Dr. Philip Walmafma. At the National Working Meeting of Adri and the 30th Adri International Conference. Bangkok, Thailand. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Distinguished Chairman of the Central Board of ADRI, Professor Dr. A. Fathoni Rodley, and his team. Academicians, researchers, and lecturers from various universities across Indonesia. Esteemed speakers and participants of the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference in Bangkok. Honored guests and attendees whom I deeply respect. Main duties and functions, Tupoksi, of the Regional Representative Council of the Republic of Indonesia, DPDRI, in the field of education and human resource development, HRD. Distinguished guests. As a legislative body representing regional interests at the national level, the Regional Representative Council of the Republic of Indonesia, DPDRI, plays a strategic role in formulating policies, overseeing implementation, and advocating for various sectors, especially in education and human resource development, HRD. Commission C of the DPDRI is specifically responsible for advancing region's interests in improving education quality and strengthening human resource capacity across Indonesia. These duties and functions are regulated under Law No. 17 of 2014 concerning the People's Consultative Assembly, MPR, the House of Representatives, DPR, the Regional Representative Council, DPD, and Regional People's Representative Councils, DPRD, commonly referred to as the MD3 law, along with other relevant regulations. Here is an overview of these responsibilities. 1. Legislative function, proposing and providing consideration for bills on education and HRD. The DPDRI has the authority to propose draft laws, RUU, related to education and human resource development, particularly those impacting regional interests. Based on Article 22D of the 1945 Constitution, the DPDRI has the right to propose draft laws to the DPRRI, especially concerning regional education, regional autonomy, and the management of local human resources. Provide input and opinions on laws related to education budgets, affirmative scholarships, and HRD programs in the regions. The DPDRI also plays a role in formulating education policies based on local wisdom, ensuring that education systems in each province consider cultural identity and local potential. 2. Oversight function, monitoring the implementation of education and HRD policies in the regions. The DPDRI oversees the implementation of laws, programs, and government policies related to education and HRD at the regional level. This oversight ensures that educational programs like School Operational Assistance, BOS, Indonesia Smart Card, KIP, Indonesia Pinter Program, PIP, and vocational training programs are effectively and accurately implemented. The DPDRI also monitors the distribution of education budgets across regions to prevent allocation disparities between developed and underdeveloped areas. The implementation of teacher quality improvement programs, including certifications and continuous training. Educational infrastructure in the regions, such as schools, laboratories, libraries, and other learning facilities, is available. In this role, the DPDRI collaborates with regional governments, the Ministry of Education and Culture, and educational institutions to improve policies that may not yet be effective. Three, advocacy function, championing regional interests in education and HRD. The DPDRI bridges regional governments and the central government, conveying regional aspirations concerning education and HRD. Commission C of the DPDRI actively works to advocate for affirmative policies in disadvantaged, outermost, and frontier regions, 3T, to ensure equal access to education. Promote inclusive education policies that address the needs of children with special needs, ABK, children from low-income families, and children in conflict zones. Support the development of vocational education based on local wisdom, enabling graduates to contribute directly to the regional economy. The DPDRI also pushes for affirmative scholarships for underdeveloped areas like Papua, Maluku, East Nusa Tenggara, NTT, and Kalimantan, aiming to increase participation in higher education in these regions. Four, Human Resource Development, HRD, function in the regions. The DPDRI is responsible for promoting the development of high-quality and globally competitive regional human resources. This includes supporting vocational training programs and skills development aligned with local potentials in each province, such as agriculture, fisheries, tourism, and creative industries. Advocating for policies that strengthen the local workforce's capacity to compete in national and international job markets. Encouraging the integration of technology and digitalization in HRD programs to prepare communities for the challenges of the 4.0 Industrial Revolution. The DPDRI works alongside the Ministry of Manpower and the Ministry of Education to formulate policies that empower regional human resources. 5. Oversight of education budgets and HRD development. The DPDRI oversees the allocation and use of education budgets at national and regional levels. Commission C specifically monitors the effectiveness of using the Special Allocation Fund, DAK, in the education sector for building regional educational infrastructure. Regional government's transparency of education budget utilization ensures no misappropriation or corruption in the education sector. The allocation of funds for training and HRD programs, including scholarships for regional students. The DPDRI also provides budget recommendations favoring regions still lagging in educational development. 6. Recommending education policies based on local wisdom. The DPDRI encourages the integration of local wisdom into the national education system as part of efforts to preserve regional culture and identity. In this regard, the DPDRI is responsible for recommending educational curricula incorporating local languages, customary traditions, and local arts and culture. Promoting the preservation of local cultures through formal and non-formal education programs in each province. Advocating for education policies that respect local wisdom as part of national character development. The DPDRI collaborates with the Ministry of Education and Culture and regional governments to ensure that education in Indonesia focuses on global competencies and preserving local cultures. 7. Educational diplomacy and international cooperation for regional HRD. The DPDRI promotes international cooperation to enhance the quality of education and HRD in the regions. This includes facilitating cooperation between regional universities and international institutions through student exchanges, research collaborations, and scholarship programs. Advocating for international aid programs to support education in underdeveloped areas. Encouraging regional participation in international educational forums to improve HR capacity at the global level. The DPDRI works with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and international donor organizations to broaden global educational access for communities across provinces. 8. Developing technology and innovation in regional education. The DPDRI supports using digital technology to accelerate equal access to education, especially in 3 key areas. This function includes advocating for education digitalization policies, including developing learning management systems, LMS, in the regions. Promoting using artificial intelligence, AI, and big data in managing education systems and HRD in the regions. Strengthening information technology infrastructure in regional schools to support online learning. The DPDRI collaborates with the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology and the Ministry of Education to speed up digital transformation in education. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope the National Working Meeting of ADRI and the 30th ADRI International Conference serve as pivotal moments to strengthen the synergism between the DPDRI, ADRI, and all educational stakeholders in advocating for equal access to education across all levels and types of education in every province. Let us work together to build an inclusive education system based on local wisdom and oriented towards the future, ensuring that every Indonesian child has the same opportunity to grow and contribute to the nation's advancement. With strong cooperation, we are confident that we can realize an intelligent, globally competitive Indonesia, and firmly rooted in local culture. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namo Buddhaya. Salam Kebajikan. Thank you. Dr. Philip Walmafma, Chairman of Commission C on Education and Human Resources Development. Regional Representative Council of the Republic of Indonesia, DPDRI.